Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Malmo nil, Chelsea 1. Malmo nil, Chelsea 1. We're going to delve into the game. I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions. We're going to talk about the players, do a couple of ratings, open up the lines. I want to get your thoughts and opinions on the overall game, how you felt about the game, and how you thought we played. I saw a lot going on social media and stuff, which is quite interesting. We will touch on all that. But you know what you need to do, guys? Smash the like button, subscribe to GNA TV. Let's cue that intro. Yes, people. Welcome back to GNA TV. Thank you again for getting us to the magic 3K subscriber mark. I want to thank you all for doing that. Over 10 of you here already. Smash that like button for the channel, please. Subscribe if you are still new to it. The road to 3.1K is on. We take it at every 100. Every 100 we move, every 100 we move. But yeah, guys, I hope you're all well. I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope everyone's healthy and safe and doing their thing. Before we go into all of it all, I'm going to go through the chats, have a little liaise with you guys. Then we're going to delve into the game yesterday, do some player ratings, open them lines, get you guys in, get your thoughts, understand how you're feeling about that game. And yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting one because I see a lot of questions, a lot of upset Chelsea fans about the performance yesterday. And it was individual players getting picked out, being moaned about their performances. And we're going to talk about it all here. We're going to talk about it all right here. So stay tuned, get comfy, get yourself a nice drink, get yourself some popcorn, because I'm sure that's going to be needed a bit later on, especially with the panel coming in. So let's see what people are saying in the chat. Big up to Rohan. He's saying, morning, Jim. Rohan from Jamaica. Big up to my guy from Jamaica. He says, remove Ziyech's goal, and you could see he didn't give any impact on the game. This goal really overshadowed his flaw, but not for me. Yep, I hear that. I remember social media going mad about Ziyech scoring yesterday, going, see, all the doubters. He just scored a tap-in, relax. Like, he didn't have a bad game, to be fair. Ziyech is like a flat tyre. That makes their car unbalanced, but each time Tuchel subs him, the team play much better. I'm going to delve into something a bit later on. We're going to go through the players. I'm going to show you something on Twitter. Something that one of my boys put up, actually. Yeah, and it's about stats. Yeah, and this is why I'm so thingy about stats and the eye test. It's so important that you have the bit of both. I feel sometimes with our fan base, it's either too much looking at the stats or too much eye test. You do need a bit of balance. And this is going to shock you a little bit. This is going to shock you, especially on certain players that we've been thinking of doing well or, not doing well and things like that. We'll delve into that a bit later. Don't worry. Stay tuned. We'll delve into that before we open the lines as well. He was the best player first half in the said team. Didn't have a wonderful first half. Who are you talking about there? I think it's all about Ziyech. Payne, big up to you. Trillist, big up to you, my guy. Big up to Declared. Declared is here. Let's move. Big up Gem and chat. Yeah, I've got a feeling it's going to be a tasty one today, Declared. A lot of people moaning yesterday. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know your opinions about it. What about Pulisic, Andre? Big up to you, though. But what about Pulisic? What about it? He came on for 15, 20 minutes. It was nice seeing him. Big up to my guy, Couch Critic. Remember, guys, later on tonight around 6 p.m, I will be on Couch Critic's channel. So if you want to go on over there after, we'll be doing sort of analysis of the game yesterday and talking about what we've been hearing probably on social media and things like that. Big up to Matt, Zevio Genius, always doing well. This stream is about to go off. As always, Bex, you know what time it is at GNA TV. These streams give you the opportunity to just say what you got to say. But I get to do my bit first. I say what I've got to say first, and then I open it up for you guys. But I will try and keep it short and sweet so we can get you on quick sooner rather than later. Malmo knows pain is what he's saying there. Big up to JJ Bridge, always a big support with the channel. Nice to see you here, bro. Big up to Grey Wolves Dinner as well. Big up Ziyech. The Ziyech defenders here. Starting to get interesting. People starting to come in. The defenders are coming. Here comes the defenders. Missing the open goal. Yeah, I know. He did miss an open goal, but it was offside. So I think we can allow him on that one, guys. But there's over 20 of you here, 4 minutes in. Hit them likes. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Oh, yeah. Wayne says, I hope Liverpool give me a birthday gift today. Must be a Liverpool fan. Fair enough to you. And like he says, smash the like button. Let's get straight into this, guys. Let's go straight into this. A quickly look at the Sky Sports stats of the game yesterday, as I always do for you guys. I know it's a little bit boring for most, but we got to do it. It's good to see some stats of the game. 1-0, Hakim Ziyech, 56 minutes in. Malmo only had 27.3% possession. Chelsea with a 72. Again, dominating performance. We dominated the game. We owned the game. We were good. Say we were good. We were good with the ball, like we always are, just what we do with it. Total shots, 22 yesterday for Chelsea, 4 for Malmo as well. On target, Chelsea had 11. Mendy had to make no saves. Remember when I said to you yesterday, right, when we was doing the lineup? I said we can get away with Kepa in goal. That's why. That's why we can get away with Kepa in goal in these type of games, you know. But it's another clean sheet under Mendy's name, and big up to him for that as well. Passing 86% compared to the 60. Tackles 84% to the 82. Aerial duels won. We beat them there as well. They made more saves, obviously, because Mendy didn't. And they committed more fouls than Chelsea, 12 against 9 as well. You mean it's an overall, dominating performance with the ball. What I would say, and we touch onto it before we go into some player ratings, is that I feel we was in the first half, very sloppy, very slow, very predictable, wasn't moving the ball quick enough. And that was not any individual player. And I looked on Twitter and everyone was moaning about Havertz again, Ziyech, who else were they moaning about? Jorginho. Like, it was just an overall slow performance from us in the first half. Our wing backs don't help. We play a lot through our wing backs. Alonso and Aspie are just not the type of players to be very progressive. So you see, when we got Reece James and Chile B on the pitch, we look more threatening because they're better going forward. Alonso was just killing me yesterday. He was just killing me. He's just so slow. He's just not good. You can see the levels from him to Chile B. Aspie's just not a wing back for me. He's good defensively, but going forward, we lose a lot. And Reece James gives us so much. A guy in form, a guy scoring goals, a guy that's giving assists, both giving assists as well. Remember that. Moving the ball quickly forward. It comes through our wing backs. The fact that we was very slow yesterday was because of our wing backs. Very sloppy, very lethargic, getting the ball in. The only bright light I would say yesterday, and we will talk about man the match later on, for me, I heard Jorginho got it. I don't know why Jorginho got it. I don't get why Jorginho got man of the match. He wasn't man of the match in that game for me. It was Ruben Loftus-Cheek. By far, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Flicking balls over their heads, driving into the middle. He played two balls into Havertz. All right, there were two creative chances that Havertz missed, which we'll talk about later. But he was effective, man. He was demanding. He was breaking through the midfield. He just looked so good yesterday. Yes, he did lose the ball. I will say it. He did lose the ball a couple of times, and we nearly got caught in the first half because he was trying to do it a bit too much going forward. But I prefer him to do that. I prefer a Ruben Loftus-Cheek to be doing that progressive work, because once he breaks the lines and he gets through the defence, it's just finding them holes and them pockets. And he done it so well yesterday. For me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek was definitely man of the match. By far, for me, the man of the match of that game. Big up to Simon in the house. He was, but I don't know why. But he got back-to-back man of the matches. I don't get it. I actually don't get why he did. He did have a bad game, but I just didn't think it was a man of the match performance. He was fire. Alonso has lost it, yeah. Loftus-Cheek was class. Big up Jem, who said 5-0. Listen, all you, man, were coming in yesterday saying 3, 4, 5. To be honest, I said 2 or 3, I think. I might have said 3 or 4, actually. I can't remember, but I do remember it. Look, 9 minutes in, 25 of you here. Get them likes up, guys. Let's get them likes up. Hit that subscribe button as well. Let's try and push to 3,050 subscribers if you are new here. And let's delve into them ratings, because I want to get into it. I want to get into it. But before I actually do that, my overall thoughts of the game. I thought we was, like I said, sloppy in the first half, slow in the first half. You can see the difference when our first team wing backs ain't playing, Reece James and Chilwell. When they're not playing, we just lack something. The system lacks something, and it made it very hard for the three up front to do much. I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi was good. I don't think it was great. I'll be honest with you. I thought he had a good game. He was very good going forward. He obviously set the goal up as well, which was, a beautiful cross. He's good with the ball at his feet. He moves forward, but sometimes he still just goes in and out in phases. But, not again his fault. It's system problem. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here to criticise individuals too much. For me, the system was a little bit slow. The way we were playing the ball, two sideways, backwards. That would be my thing of yesterday. But let's just be serious, guys. We've scored 12 goals in 4 games. Yeah. And we're still kind of moaning about the performances that we're having at Malmo away. Granted, we should be beating them 3-4-0. But we won the game. And we won the game very comfortably. I just showed you the stats. 72% possession. They had 0 shots on target. They weren't threatening us, really. So, yes, we won. But we won comfortably. We just didn't score as much. In terms of the 22 shots on target, they were not all great chances. We only created 3 great goal-scoring chances. 3 goal-scoring chances in front of goal. 2 landed to Havertz and 1 landed to Ziyech. 3. And then we took one of them. And that's a fact. There was only 3 goal-scoring chances in that whole game. Which is mad, isn't it? Which is mad when you think about it. So the overall way I feel about it is we moved. We won. We won the game. I'm happy. Got nothing to be upset about. We done what we needed to do. We got in there. We got the job done. And we left. We got the points. Shame that Juventus got the win because they were drawing 1-1 as well. But we move. I just think sometimes we're very reactionary as fans. Very reactionary. Chelsea played 17 games in all competitions and only conceded 6 goals. Paul Scholes, you are a fraud because we have the best defence in Europe. We do at the moment, by far. I'll tell you it is the one that should be on the Ballon d'Or, AC Maldini and Andreas Beckenbauer, Danish race. What a stupid comment, Fatal. What a stupid comment. Can we just say well done to Ziyech for scoring a goal? Yeah, well done. Great goal. Got us the goal that won us the game. You know, was it an overall great performance? No. Like I said to you, Ruben Loftus-Cheek played very well. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek was man of the match by far. The way he was moving forward with the balls and that. He was very good. And then Tuchel come out yesterday and said he's just got too much ability. That's when you know you're good. When a manager like Tuchel comes out and says he's got too much ability. Like, that's mad. That is mad, guys. Over 30 of you here, 12 minutes in. Hit them likes, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Let's try and get the likes up to 40 as quickly as possible, please. The line's going to be open soon. Let's go through some ratings and then we'll get you involved and get your thoughts and opinions. Let's start with Mendy. I mean, what is it to say about a man like Mendy? There isn't much, is there? I mean, you know, you look at this, right? Key stats. He's played 4 matches, right? He's played 360 minutes of football, and he's made average about 2 saves per match. He's averaging 2 saves per match, and he's kept 3 clean sheets out of 4. His top speed was 27.4. I don't know why he sprinted so much. Did he have to sprint out and kick the ball or something? But, you know, he had a good game, you know. Mendy was good. Mendy was good. Again, he didn't have to do much. You can't really question him. I even think if you'd have put Kepa in goal, we would have said the same thing. I'll just give him a 6, 7. He didn't have to do anything. I'm not even going to ask you guys, what is your rating on Mendy? Because what does he have to do? What does he have to do? He was man of the match. He was. Ruben Loftus has evolved to butt cheeks, but a big up on him. Rams, the Liverpool fan, even acknowledging how great Ruben Loftus-Cheek was yesterday, guys. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Top speed, I know, 27.4 kilometers. Top speed. 6. Anyway, let's move from Mendy because, like I said, there's not much to really say about the man, is there? Like, what can we say about a goalie that had to make 0 saves in the game? 0 saves in the game. We move on to Rudiger at the back. I thought Rudiger had a very good game again. Very good game. You know, does his thing. Very good with the ball. Progressively very good. Played some very good balls over the top to Pulisic, to Havertz, whoever was playing. You know, Ziyech, Cho. He played very good balls over the top for them to run into and try and link plays. And he's just all round the best. You know, at the moment, he's just in great form. You know, he's in world-class form at the moment, Rudiger. He can't do anything wrong, you know. Very good. Big up to Bex as well. She's saying make sure you follow the Discord chat, guys. GNA TV has got their own Discord channel. Click that link. Takes you to the Discord app. Download the Discord app and go and follow GNA TV over there. We're always talking after stream as well there. I also upload the videos. Rudiger 7, 8. Who's better, Mendy or Neuer? Currently on form, Mendy. Currently on form at the moment, it is Mendy. But yeah, I'd give Rudiger a 7 to 8. Like I would agree he was a 7 or an 8. He didn't have too much to do it from my sort of preference from him, but he done what he needed to. Let's go on to Thiago Silva again. You know, very professional performance. This man got told that people were telling us that he couldn't play more than 2-3 games in a row. Shut your mouths, rivals. If there's any in the chat, you know, shut your mouths. This guy's still world class. Still the best, probably the best defender in the league. Let's be serious. Still the elite defender in the league. Thiago Silva. By hands down. Yeah, hands down. Still the best defender in the league for me, Thiago Silva, man. He's just class. I'm going to give him a 7 or an 8. There's not much to say about Thiago Silva. He's just Thiago Silva, isn't he? What can we say? 8.5, 8. Someone said Ramsdale is better than Mendy. Oh, God, that's an Arsenal fan, isn't it? Just ignore it. 8, 8. Yeah, 8. I think 8 is a fair shout for Thiago Silva, guys. Let's move. We move on to Krusty the Clown, Andreas Christensen, who, again, is evolving. I'm going to say it. And if you are in the chat, Lewis, listen. He is playing very well at the moment. I can't even knock him for his performances. Is it at the level of Rudiger? Not for me. Thiago Silva? Nah. Yeah, he's still playing very well, though. In that back three, he's a part of the reason why we play so well, and he's evolving at the age of 25. Even where's my lucky number? 4. Now, I should like him, really, shouldn't I? I do like Christensen. It's the funny thing. I actually do like him. I know no qualms with Christensen. I just find it funny when we start calling him the Danish Maldini. A 7, an 8? What do you want me to say? 7 or an 8? Are you mad? VVD wouldn't even be able to play in the back three. Did you just not concede 2 goals against Brighton with VVD at the back? He is not the same player anymore. Ram, he is not the same anymore. 8.5. Did Silva score? No, he nearly did though, Redneck. He nearly did. 8. Christensen is just getting better every time I see him. 8. Yeah, I can give him a 7, 8. I think all 3 of them, for me, are just the same ratings. Not really much to say. And then we move on to the snail that was playing left wing back, Marcus Alonso. My God, 30. He's 30 years old. He's more like 40 in the way he runs. So slow. The build-up. There were so many times, right, where Callum Hudson-Odoi made some really good runs. And he looked to his left to play the ball into Alonso. And right, it was a little bit ahead of him. He was sprinting, trying to keep it in. And just because of that, the whole momentum of the way we were playing would slow down. Because of him. You know, he got taken on. He was getting put on the floor in the first half. He was giving silly fouls away. Mate, he's just not... I don't know anymore of Alonso. People keep saying, yeah, you know, he's a good backup. He probably is in games like this, but he's showing me why he's still second fiddle to Chile B, probably third fiddle if Emerson was still here for me. But, you know, what do you want me to say? 4? 4, easily. 4, 5. He does my head in as well. He does my head in. He does. We should nearly 8 then. 4, man. Yeah, 4. Andre says 6. Alonso does does position himself good though. Does he? You'd think he'd have to position himself good with his pace. Can't even get back. He was shocking. I just don't know. He's just no. 4, 5 for me. All right, 5. 5. Everyone's saying 5. 5. 5. Guys, you're still in the chat. Keep smashing the likes for GNA TV, please. Let's try and get this up. So to 40 likes as quickly as possible. Over 30 of you here. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Everyone's saying 5. Average performance. What about man like Aspie, guys? What about man like Aspie, Mr. Reliable? Do you know what is with Aspie? I ain't really got a bad word to say about him. I just don't think that right wing back's his position. Like, he he just hasn't got the pace for it no more. You know, you can see it in the way he runs. Yes, he can assist further up the pitch, which is fine. But sometimes I just feel like it's the build up towards when we get to that position. You know, it's just too slow with him and Alonso on the sides, and I just don't think they're always that comfortable going forward. You're not going to see him beat a man. You know, he's just not going to do that. So, you know, for me, Aspie's a 5 as well, 6. But I'd say he's still better than Alonso, and say a 6. But Couch is saying 4. You are too hush on Alonso. Done with him, man. Man was at CF at some point. He was. If Malmo had a break, that left side, it would have been open. Exactly. Can you imagine if it was a better team? 4-5-7-6. What are we saying? What formation did Chelsea play yesterday? 3-4-3. 3-4-3, I would say. Alonso honestly pisses me off. So frustrating. In and out of position. Yeah, facts. 5.5. Global CFC says 5. Aspie 6. At least he can use both feet. Yeah, like I said, he was better than Alonso still. And even I don't like Aspie in that position. I just don't think Aspie's gives us enough going forward. There was just an overall lack of understanding between the players on the pitch. Minimal chemistry. I agree. Let's move. Let's go to the midfield and the so-called man of the match, Jorginho. This guy, man. This guy. He yet to deceive, does he? I don't think he was man of the match. I've told you this already. My man of the match would have been Ruben Loftus-Cheek. By far, actually. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Look, I just thought he had an okay game. Like I said it yesterday, it'd be Jorginho. I got the whole squad right, barring the back line, the back three. The whole front of it, I said, I actually predicted this, So this is no surprise, really, in terms of who was playing. But in terms of his performance, did he control the game? Yeah, he won the ball back here and there. Was he progressive with his passing? Not as much. Do I expect him to do it a bit more when Kovacic and others are not around? Yes. Was it an 8 out of 10 performance? No. But he was the man of the match, apparently. This guy was our man of the match. So to be the man of the match, you've got to be like a 9 or an 8, ain't you? I don't know. He was definitely not the man of the match for me. That's what I'm going to say. I would give him a 7. I'd give him a 7 because I don't think he was bad. I just don't think he was a man of the match. Jorginho, 9, blood, absolute ball and man, controlled the tempo. Did he though? Did he? He was so slow and sloppy in the first half. Like I'm not even like this is why I keep saying to people, it's not to criticise Jorginho because it's not just Jorginho's fault. But when I talk about the overall team in that first half, we were slow. We were sloppy. We were just not moving the ball quick enough. We made it easy for Malmo to defend. Malmo, who we smashed 3 or 4 goals past at home. Mr. Ballon d'Or. It's not happening. I'm telling you now, that Ballon d'Or is not happening. 7.5, 6 to 7. Johnny says Jorginho's a man of the match. I don't think he was, Johnny. I think Ruben was much better than him. But again, this falls to preference, doesn't it? I just thought Ruben was progressively better moving the ball. The way he was progressively passing the balls into Havertz, which we maybe should have scored both of them as well. But he was just very good, man, for me. Agreed, Jem was wondering why he got man. I was lost when he got it. Should have given it to Ruben. In his first start for Chelsea in Champions League since, what was it? What was that stat? I can't remember that stat. But I think it was about 5 or 6 years ago. Very, very strange. Big up Johnny Boy Blue. Jem, it seems you rate Passion Merchants more. It's not about not rating him. I just, like I keep saying to you, this is not a dig at Jorginho. I just didn't think he was that good to be the man of the match. That was it. That's all I'm going to say. 7.5 for Rohan. Johnny Boy Blue says Ruben played how he did because of J5. No, I disagree with that, Johnny, because he plays like that even when he's next to Kovacic, who's progressively like him. He'd play like that next to Kante, who's progressively not like him, but would sit more. I think he does it with anyone. Jorginho against Newcastle was a 9 yesterday. He was just average. I agree. He was just definitely average. Jim is just a passion maker. I said, do you know what I mean? What kind of comment is that? What kind of comment was that? Passion maker. I'd rather be passionate about my country than passionate about individual players, which our fan base seems to have a lot of. Passions for players, not the football club, man. Come on, put the football club first. Where is Ruben? He's even classed as a forward on the Champions League team. I don't know why. He's a midfielder, man. Change it. UEFA, change Ruben to midfield, not blimmin' forward, man. This is my man of the match, by far. For me, he was good in the first half, even though we were slightly sloppy, making things happen. The movement, being able to pick the ball up and just shift it to the right really quickly and then shift it again before he gets tackled again and then through. And then use that speed from defence to attack, which he has, and then have Havertz and that way. We just looked so much better in them little moments of the game. just them moments, because there wasn't many of them. But in them moments when Ruben did do that, we looked better, and that's because he was being progressive. It's because he opened up the players, because he was committing. For me, he was a 9. I'm going to be brutal. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek was the man of the match, and he was a 9. That's what I'm going to say. That's my opinion. That is my opinion. 8. 8 or 9, 8.5. Ruben Loftus-Cheek was man of the match. Is what Nick Blue says. We have to talk about Havertz's form. There's nothing to talk about. Really, there isn't, because I'm just going to wait. We'll get to it. Don't worry, we're going to get to it. We'll get to it. We will get to it. Big up to Johnny, as everyone's saying in the chat. But for me, Ruben was man of the match. We're getting to Havertz anyway. We move on anyway, and let's start with Hakim Ziyech, the goal scorer. Was it a great performance by Hakim Ziyech again? I would probably say no. Was it better than in the past games? Yeah, it was better. It was better. He got the goal, which, let's be serious, was laid on a plate. And I love how social media blown up about that. Blew up about him scoring a goal. See all the haters? No one hates him. It's not hating him. It's just how bad his performances have been. Let's just get it right. His performances have just stunk. Like, you can't hide from that. And yes, we were slightly worried about that, because we couldn't see anything else. And I don't think this really redeemed him this game. I thought he disappeared in games, within the game. But again, maybe it wasn't his fault. The system wasn't working very well. But he gets the goal. He gets the goal and he wins us the game. I'd give him a 7. Give him a 7. I don't think it was poo-poo, but yeah, easily a 7. Easily a 7. 6, 6, 7, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7. Yeah, I mean, you guys are rating him less than me. Everyone hates him. He scored and he did decent, but still getting hate. Yeah, but then Havertz is getting hate. Havertz is getting hate, and Havertz is the one that actually set Callum Hudson-Odoi through with that beautiful pass around the back. But no one talks about that. This is what I'm saying to you. This is what we do now. It's whoever you've got your agenda for. That's what I've noticed. It's not actually looking at it and going, but then we would moan and say Havertz was crap that game. But he wasn't. He was not crap. I can tell you now. It's just silly. See, it's much better 8 because he scored. 7.5, 7, 7, 6. Smash the likes. Come on, over 40 of you here, 27 minutes. Let's get them likes up. Share on your socials. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get going. The lines are going to be open very shortly, guys. Very, very shortly. The goal got him a 6 performance. He was a 4. 6. Mount needs to start Burnley for pace and physical, is what Noah's saying to Johnny as well. So let's move from Hakim Ziyech. And we move on to man like Callum Hudson-Odoi, who set out the goal, was very, I'd say progressively very good. Good moving forward with the ball as well. We want to see that. We want to see him moving forward with the ball like that, and that's what we pay to see with Callum Hudson-Odoi. And again, he sets up the goal, And was his overall performance very good? Was it great? No. Was it good? Yes. Was it his best performance out of the ones that I've seen since he's come in? No. Does that make sense? I think he had a good game. He didn't have a bad game. I'd give him a 7. 7.5 for the setup. It was a good performance for him, and again, he deserves to start. There's no reason why this guy does not deserve to start for Chelsea. He's for me, he deserves it. At least he's giving us something completely different. He's being able to move forward and be direct with the ball when he receives it, and drag the wingers here and there. It's good. The only thing that gets me with him, and you ain't probably going to like what I say, and he still does it a little bit, is he always plays passes backwards sometimes. Like, he will make this really good run. It will get near the byline, but then he'll go back. I want him to be a bit more direct. And like, he can work on that with his game. He can definitely work on that with his game. Like I said, he was a 7.5. Like, I have no issues with Cho. I thought he was decent, but still bits and bobs of his game that he can work on and be better on. He's not the finished article. But this is not the kind of game to criticize him on. This is just what I see in detail. Into sort of certain detail, but it's not criticism. I know Daniel's saying it's criticism. It's not criticism. I don't do what you do, which is go, hey, shit, he's poo, he's crap. What's he doing? This is what you do. Yeah, what I do is say, which you've only just come in now, is say that we won the game. We're going to have games like this. It happens. Players won't play where we're winning 3-4-0. Maybe we should have done that game, but we didn't. But we still won. And we dominated. We dominated that game. For 90 minutes, we dominated that game. It wasn't like they had 0 shots against Mendy. Yes, we can talk about players having moments. Players having moments. Where they can improve. They all can. And we're going to talk about that. But Callum Hudson-Odoi was decent, but for me, still has little bits of his game to improve. But he set up the goal. And what a pass! One thing he's very good at is that, and I want him to do more of that because he's very good at doing that. Very, 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 very good at doing that as well. Pulisic showed what level he's on. Never were him and Rashford on the same convo again. He was never better than Rashi, even when he was on form. And there's a Man United fan coming out, dropping some salt, guys, about Pulisic. Calling him Pulisic. Listen, it was just nice to see him doing that, It's nice to see him doing that. Global CFC, who's a big Cho fan, says you cannot go forward all the time, even if you meet a wall. And I agree, but you're right in what you're saying, but I just feel like sometimes he does that a bit too much. Sometimes I just want him to be a bit more direct with the ball. So if he's one-on-one with that player, if he's got Alonso running behind him, don't pass it to Alonso. Be direct. Go. You can beat your man. You can beat your man. Big up to Ads for the donation, though. Shout out to him. I love Havertz, but my God, what was that yesterday? But this is the thing, guys. We're going to get to Kai Havertz now because people keep slandering him about his performances. But yet, this is why I say to you, eye test, and stats have to be balanced. They have to be balanced. Because what Kai Havertz does in the game ain't necessarily going to show you on your stats, other than the goals and assists. I agree. He should look. Let's go back to the goals yesterday, right? Should he have scored the chances, not the goals, the 2 chances that he had in front of goal? The first one, should he have scored that? Yes. If he didn't take such a bad last touch, which pushed him away from the goal, which then the goalie came out and made himself big, then I think he would have put that in the back of the net. But he should be scoring that. I agree. The second one where Ruben Loftus-Cheek lobs the defender and he's through on his right foot and he hits it and the goalie comes out and makes himself big. I can accept because that happens. We only created 3 big chances, clear chances, 3 clear chances the whole game. 2 landed to him, 1 landed to Ziyech, which we scored. So 1 we scored, 2 we missed. I just feel that with him, the slander comes because he's not scoring. However, the goal that we scored yesterday was his movement, coming in, picking the ball up and playing it with his right foot round the back, which, all right, granted, Callum Hudson-Odoi to run into that space and then cross that beautiful ball that he did. But it came from him. Necessarily the things that he does on the pitch, I don't think necessarily people actually notice. His movement is immaculate. He's immaculate. But when you have wing-backs in Alonso and Aspie that are not going to drive the ball, that are not going to make that pass, it makes it very hard. It's important that when you've got a player like Havertz that is moving considerably as much as he is, that you can find him. You find him. He comes deep. He goes long. He goes sideways. He goes deep. He does it all. Was he great yesterday? No, by all means he wasn't. Does he need to improve? Hell yeah. Does he need to score goals? Yeah. Yes. But this slander of him, this stuff that I'm hearing on social media about him, about his performances and it not being good enough and stuff like that. Like, I get it, but I don't know. I'm just going to try and find something really. Bear with me. 2 seconds, guys. Can't even find him now. What was his name? I'll probably do this when I get you guys in, because at least then I'm not quiet. I need to find something. Where is it? Guys, keep smashing the like button, please, if you can. The lines are going to be open very, very shortly. I'm just trying to find something as well. Subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, please. Where can I find it now, man? I should have took a picture of it. I'll come back to it anyway. I'll come back to it. But let's see what everyone's saying in the chat. Havertz is so misunderstood and underappreciated. His deficiencies are highlighted and used to diminish his overall game, which is flipped to good. Yeah, and I do. I agree. But how is it slander saying he needs to finish better? Stop pushing that. It's not pushing the narrative. I agree that he needs to finish, but the stuff that I sometimes hear, I'm not talking about you specifically, Daniel. The stuff that I hear about him, from our own fans, it's just weird. I just found out and almost weird. We scored 12 goals, got 12 goals in 4 games. All right, he didn't score hat tricks and 3s and 4s in them games, but he's still integral into how we're winning these games. We talk about not having a Lukaku and playing with a false 9 and having that movement. It's important. It cannot be ignored. But the issue you have is that stats can't show you that. You have to have this. It's your eye test. Your eye test has to see what he's doing. We all know he has to score. That he has to work on. We all know that his form needs to improve at the earlier part of his career. We all know that. That's all I'm going to say. And, Rams is just salty. He's just salty. He doesn't even mean that because he bigs up Havertz more than Mason Mount. So, that's all I'm going to say. Havertz, poor 5. That's your opinion. I think he was, if you want my honest opinion on how he played, I think he was a 6. I think it was easily a 6. 5, big up to you, Tabiko. Hope you're well, my man. Hope you are well. Becca says, Daniel, it's not slander, it's rightfully criticising him. It's when criticism and exaggeration, slander, and writing off all go together. He can be rightfully criticised and still back to be improved. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And she always says it right. Well done, Bex. Agree, Jem. I've heard some fans say he's not good or anything. Yeah, I've even fans saying, what does he do? What is it he actually offers? Like, what is it? Like, it's just silly. I just find it really weird. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to find this thing. I'm going to open the lines up and I'm going to find this so you can all see this stat thing that I found yesterday. And it's not just Havertz. I need to find it. What's his fucking name? Let me open up the lines. You can start talking about your thoughts on the game. And while you're doing that, I will start looking for this. And once I find it, I'll bring it out. No, Ritz is a prospect, Jim. But Havertz was a prospect at Leverkusen. Are you forgetting what he did at Leverkusen at the time? He's performing that as a level above Havertz. I like Havertz, but Ritz is better. Or whatever. Fine. I want to see him in the Premier League. If he's that good, let's see him move to a bigger club. I want to see him do numbers. Like, I don't really care about any other player right now. I'm talking about Kai Havertz. And this thing of not going to lie, Havertz offers us nothing is weird. I'm sorry. I find that a weird comment. Yeah, sorry. I forgot 90 minutes plays forgot 90-minute goals don't count. Havertz's movement and pressing was very good. Anyway, let's put the link in the chat. Over 50 of you here. Smash the like button, guys. Come on, subscribe to the channel as well. The link is in the chat. I'm going to start looking for this thing. I always see it as well. Who's I follow recently? Come on, where is it? Link's in the chat. So if you want to come in, get involved. You want to talk about Havertz? Let's talk about it. You want to talk about the game overall? Let's talk about it. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions, your feelings. I need to find this. I do need to find this. I need to find this thing. Fator, what you saying? Redneck, what you
What's
saying?
What's going on here? I've seen some fireworks in the chat, though. What you on about? Kai Havertz?
That's why I came in.
Only our fans can react when we've just got 12 goals in 4 games.
Lord of mercy. About after what happened last night. Relax.
Yeah, they're always moaning about something. Reactionary, isn't they?
Oh, Lord. Good Lord.
We love it. We love it. But guys, what are your thoughts on the game then? Come on, Fator. Havertz, all of it. What's your thoughts? Tell me.
Yeah, it was a bit of dead rubber game last night. I'm not really that keen to talk about in too much detail, but I just feel in that first half we were too slow in terms of the ball progression in that wing back position. You could see I feel quite against a low block team. Doesn't feel comfortable somehow against a low block team. Alonso as well. I've been saying this for how many times. He's not. I don't think. I'm not saying that he's bad. I thought he was poor last night in terms of moving the ball as well in that left. But yeah, man, you can see we're missing Reece James and Ben Chilwell. I think those two will start on Saturday against Burnley. But what I like about Tuchel when he switched Shaw to to right hand side and Ziyech to the left, and it worked out perfectly for us. But 1-0 win, it should have been a lot more. To be fair, in my honest view,
This is why this is why I keep saying to people about eye test and stats are both important. You've got to have a balance. When you just keep referring to stats, it doesn't work. If your eye test is not seeing things, I mean, look, Kai Havertz versus Malmo, right? He had 2 shots, 2 big chances that he missed. He had 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 54 touches, 2 key passes, 1 out of 1 crosses, 4 out of 5 ground duels, 1, which is good, and 2 out of 3 aerial duels, 1. But he had a terrible game. Do you get what I mean? Like, people's narrative of what that people want him to do more, other than score goals, because we can always talk about people needing to score goals. We know he needs to score. He needs to score one of them 2 yesterday. I agree. I think the first one he should have scored. The second one, I can take on the chin and say that happens on their weak foot. You know, it is what it is. But what are your thoughts on it? Are people being too harsh on Kai Havertz?
A little bit somehow. I think it's not only on that Kai Havertz that we have an issue with. I think it's also from that midfield. The way that what I like about yesterday's game, if you compare to the other games, is that the way that Loftus-Cheek progressing the ball forward, I thought it was a bit incisive and a bit more energy in terms of life. That's what I like about him. And you can say all you want about Jorginho's being man of the match, because I thought those two in that midfield look excellent yesterday. And you also have to credit to Christensen as well in that defensive end. I thought he looked composed as well. This
made me laugh because you got a lot of Mason Mount lovers that are funny with
Money.
Yeah, so Kai Havertz's stats to date, right? He's played 14 games. Mount's played 12. He scored 3 goals. Mount scored 3 goals. He's assisted 1. Mount's assisted 2. All right, he's played a little bit more minutes than him, but it's funny how, and I get it. This is when I love Alex, is because he always comes out with this stuff. But Mount's classed as a hero and Havertz is classed as a bum. But if you're going to base it on stats, they're enough. It's still about the same. But people will then say, "But we didn't pay 70 million for him," you know, like that. I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Like
this is what I hate, especially from someone like Alexis. If you just search his name in Mount, he criticizes Mount's output more than anyone, more than anybody on the internet. Like, this is stupid. Mount isn't even the center forward, which is where Havertz plays. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, why even post this?
Well, but he is a forward, though. Well, this is where you're wrong. He plays as a forward.
Who does?
That three at the front are classed as forwards. All 3 of them.
Okay, so then why are we talking about Havertz's goal contributions? Because we talk about Mounts all the time.
Well, wait a sec. We're moaning about him not scoring goals, but at the moment he scored 3 and Mount scored 3. But my point is the slander.
But we still moan about Mount not scoring goals.
Do we moan about? But do they?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes, they moan about Mount everything. The end product, finishing, all that. What is scoring goals? What is finishing? End product. He doesn't create anything anyway, right? So I'll only mention finishing.
Oh god. We create what? Havertz doesn't create. Okay.
He doesn't create.
Well, what happened to that goal yesterday?
I know, man.
What happened to that goal yesterday? Who played that?
What happened to that goal? That was Callum Hudson-Odoi's excellent pass. That was Callum Hudson-Odoi's excellent pass. Who cares?
Because we're doing this as fans. This is the problem.
This is the problem with you. When Mount every single assist. No, hold on. Every single assist show
that ball. If he didn't receive that ball from Kai Havertz, which was play behind the defense into that space, right or wrong?
That sounds good. I wasn't hearing that when 5 of Chilwell's assists were second passes from Mount.
No,
I wasn't hearing that last year. I wasn't hearing any of the second passes. I wasn't hearing that. So it doesn't matter now. It didn't matter then.
Daniel, get on your bus, please. Daniel, get on your bus and go.
You need to be on this bus. This bus is for short kids.
That bus
this bus,
look.
It's a short bus. It's for kids who are slow.
Look,
you can get on it.
Nick Blue. I brought up from country that needs to respect elderlies, and you compared to me, you're even older than me. But I'm gonna talk like somebody else said to me before. Somebody else said before.
What,
dude? You need to know when to be criticized or when to stick something. Like if the guy is attacking, you do not bring no points. You just start the shit up.
Shut up, man. You're talking shit.
I'm saying
You're
You're not.
talking rubbish, man. What
Guys.
do you do all the time?
I'm
Relax,
saying
relax.
you
Someone-
never
Someone-
give. You never give. You never give. You never give
Relax, people.
tactics. What you're doing is you just watching
You talk
stuff
too much,
and you
my
are
friend.
answering. It's it. You're just poking. You're just
Guys, can we
poking.
stay- Redneck, talk about the game. Talk about the game.
Talk
Havertz.
about the
Havertz's
game. You're talking
performance.
shit.
Havertz's game. Tell me.
I thought it was decent. I thought it was okay. I thought the whole game was fine. People overreacting. I thought that Malmo have a plan this time. They did not have a plan in the first game. That's why we opened them that easy. This time they decided to be more defensive. Do you think that they were defensive in the first game? No, we split them wide open. Now they are more defensive, so it's harder for us to score.
Yeah.
I think game was fine. Everybody jump on Alonso. Like, did he play against a tough team? No. This is why Alonso was there, to play those kind of games.
I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Redneck, you know, if it was 5-0, it still wouldn't be fine. We'll still be here arguing.
We won.
I
man.
know
They had
that.
zero
I know
shots
that.
on
And
target. We won.
if Daniel brings the good point, Kai Havertz needs to be more clinical. I agree with that.
I gave
agree
him
with
a 7. I gave him a
So
7, and I said,
Look,
I gave him a 7, and I said he needs to improve
Daniel,
his finishing to go to the next
Daniel.
level. And
I
people
agree
went
with you,
off.
Dan.
It's
I agree.
corny. Like,
No.
I agree.
I'm not talking about you, Daniel. I'm talking about, like, for example, like what's the name? When I brought things on the chat, like the first game, when Lukaku scored 2 goals. The first one he scored in 15 minutes, and the second he scored in 93rd minute. That game was particular. Like, I'm not saying it's on Lukaku, but I'm saying in this particular game, he had one chance, he scored the first goal, and it's it. Somehow he got the man of the match. Yesterday Ziyech played decent, scored the goal, and you should look at the chat how people rating Ziyech. That's what upsets me. Not what happened to Lukaku, but how people reacting to Ziyech. Like he was shit, he was 4, he was 5. And Nick Blue said, what's his name? Mendy had 6 ratings, but Ziyech, he put 5.
Who put 5?
Look at the chat.
Yeah, you look at the chat. I didn't put Ziyech 5. I put Ziyech was 8 for me.
Oh my God! I'll
Because
pull
he's
this.
got the goal. Have a good look. I don't think.
Yeah, I think we need someone to
I think
track
you
everyone's
need
ratings.
glasses, my friend.
Anyway,
Oh.
let's stick to topic. I mean, let's go to Nick Blue anyway. Nick Blue, what's your thoughts on the game, mate? Like, how do you think it went for you?
If this your friend Redneck stops for a minute, doesn't let anyone talk. He says I talk over everyone. Jeremy, who talks over everyone?
Listen, let's just come on.
This is my turn.
Let's just stick to topic, man.
It's
Come
not
on.
about that.
It's
That's not
worth
what I'm
getting
trying
personal.
to
We're not here
say.
to get
Yeah, I know
personal.
what you're trying to say. You're trying to be funny, but you're not clever to me, my friend.
All right. Anyway, Nick Blue.
Anyway,
tell
yeah,
me
let
the
me
game.
talk about the match.
Come on.
Like
Look.
even me, I said it yesterday.
Look. I'll
I'm
turn the
talking
camera
now.
just for
Let
that.
him talk. Let him
Okay,
talk.
you go ahead, talk.
Let him talk.
No, go.
Just go.
Yeah, he has to pass in every second. Anyway, yeah. Yesterday, I said it'd be 3-0. A lot of people were saying 5, 6, 4. Someone even said 10. But it's still a win. It was a good result in the end because we won. But the first half was very poor. Very poor. Second half, after Tuchel made those changes, much better. And Havertz, I love Havertz, but he wasn't. The only thing he done good yesterday was give the ball to Hudson-Odoi to give it to Ziyech to score. I didn't, he should have scored at least one goal. But Ziyech, he's a good player. He deserves an 8. And Redneck said I'll give him 5. He has to go back and have a good look. Because I said 8 because he scored the goal.
Money,
mate.
Yeah, what's that mean? Up the money, mate.
I'll let Johnny talk because Redneck is a big headache.
Anyway, you
mate.
two stop arguing. All right, you two stop arguing. Let's go to Declare because he's been waiting next. Declare, what you saying, my man? Tell us.
Hey, this is a great chat. the chat's been going off. Who should we dig in? I feel like I got to dig into a player. I got a lot to choose from. Maybe.
Well, careful, because Johnny's about, yeah.
Mount didn't play out. It's hard to get in, yeah. Hey, look,
not just Mount, bro. Not just Mount.
Yeah. Hey, everyone's getting into Havertz. Man, he played like he did so much because of Ziyech and Adoy don't really make those runs, right? And he made a lot of those chances. Yes, he's got to score. That's the biggest issue now because he's playing that role, and those chances came to him, and he has to be more clinical. So I don't get probably with Alex where you watch this game and you go, we're going to score. I was getting a little worried towards the point where we could draw because it didn't look like it was coming, but it was comfortable. They didn't have no chances, and like even I think some of the points I brought up before was that Hudson looked a little better when he was out wide, and even that assist came from like a winger type role from the right, took on a man, bang straight in, right, and that was very natural to him. Loftus-Cheek looked way better with Jorginho.
He was class.
He was class, and I think because he takes up some of the responsibilities that Jorginho does when Jorginho doesn't play, and when Jorginho plays, right? Loftus-Cheek can progress. He could do a lot more, and it was great to see. Alonso, yeah, he was the biggest weak link on the side, but the back, Mendy,
he brings the experience though.
Yeah, the Spanish flair they call it.
Yeah.
So he gives a translation on the side. But that's where they went. I think if he played a lot better, I think we would have seen Loftus-Cheek from that left-hand side a lot better too. He was in like people brought up that he was slowing down the play.
Good, to be honest,
but Loftus-Cheek was trying to play with him, play around, cover him, and it was Alonso that was a bit lacking that game. And I feel like Loftus-Cheek would have been even more better if maybe Chilwell was there.
Yeah, but this is what I was saying earlier. Remember when I said to you earlier in the stream, I said part of the reason why we were sloppy and the system was working, and maybe I'm not saying it's because why Havertz, because I just feel like when we rely on our wing back so much, and with Aspie and Alonso, they limit us so much, especially when going forward. It's just not enough. I don't think they're good enough with the ball at their feet. And you only got to look at Reece James and Chile B's record since they've been in the team together, with their assists and the goals that they're scoring as well. It opens up space. This is what I'm trying to get you at. And it was hard yesterday because we were slow and sloppy in the first half. It was too predictable moving it forward here, there, and everywhere.
They parked the bus yesterday, Jam.
Yeah, but we're going to have what I'm getting at is we're going to have games like that. That's cool because we still won the game and Mendy made 0 saves the whole game. We were comfortable. But if we win games like that, I'm cool with it. I don't think it's an issue in my eyes. Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's because Malmo attacked with stinks last night. They only had 2 shots and none of them on target.
Go on, Dan. What do you want to say, my guy? Let's see what he's got to say.
Daniel, you're muted.
If he's still there.
My bad. What was the question again?
No, I'm asking you. Tell me about the game. What are your thoughts? Let's go. Tell me.
Come on, Daniel. Let's have it.
It was a mid-game. It was a mid-game, but
crap.
No, Daniel's money mace all day long, bruv. He's money mace all day long.
Come on, he knows that. It was okay. I mean, it was whatever. The first half wasn't very good. Second half was okay. I mean, we won, so it doesn't really matter. Ziyech does what Ziyech does. I'm glad he got the goal. And if you get a goal, that boosts up your rating. So for me, he was a 7. But apart from the goal, I get that he tries things, but nothing he tries works. Yeah, the wing backs, I just don't like how they play. Like, tactically, we look so worse when we have those wing backs in there. Just understanding what they're meant to do. Our system is difficult enough as is that if you're not following what the manager wants you to do, you're not making the right movements, you're not pressing forward or taking up the right spaces, it just makes things a little more difficult. So to the number one topic, Havertz, I thought he was good. I think his finishing needs to be a lot better. Just overall. But apart from that, 1-0 Malmo. It was a decent game. It wasn't great. But
we just got the job done. Got the job done. That's what I'm saying. We can have games like that, man. Like, we need to relax. We're not always going to win 6-0, 7-0, 3-4-0.
It was always going to be,
If we win, Johnny, if we win like we did yesterday, where Mendy makes 0 saves, but we only win by 1 goal, are you cool? for that.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to win. I just want to win.
Exactly.
It's all about
There you go.
winning.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
It's not only it's not only he did not.
Anyway,
Oh, sorry.
in 2 weeks'
I didn't.
time. So it's all about the grinding results. If we win against Juventus, that puts us on top of the mountain to cement that place.
Yeah.
We now go into the Juve game in a great position. We go and stuff them. They deserve to get battered. I can't stand Juve in the way they play, and I think Tuchel needs to get one over on that Allegri, bro. You know what I mean?
Great position, Johnny. If we have to win, yeah, all they needed to draw.
No, it's not like we have to win, but I'm saying
We do have to win.
No, we can draw and still qualify.
We'll go top anyway.
In terms of trying to get the top spot, I mean.
Yeah, for top spot.
We can't get top.
Honestly, this year, I think maybe finishing second might be better for us.
Because
if we avoid Bayern Munich,
I'll tell you why. Because even if we beat them, we will be on the same points, and they'll go based on
they'll
games
beat Malmo,
lost.
won't they?
To them.
Yeah, they'll beat Malmo.
No, but if we beat them, then they've lost to us too. That isn't.
Yeah, it's goal difference.
It's head to head, so it depends on how much we beat them by. So if we beat them,
it's gonna be head to head. How much? Yeah.
It's gonna be goal difference, isn't it? It's definitely.
Yeah,
between the head to head.
Between the head to head, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
can I bring a quick point about the game? Did y'all see the difference in the tactic from Malmo? Like, did you see the difference how more conservative they were yesterday's games versus what we had the first one? Do you see the difference? So we kind of wanted those kind of players like to play like Alonso. We want those two players to play in those kind of games, did we? Like, anybody wanted Chilwell to start yesterday versus?
No, we didn't. But
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
We lose a lot though when he plays.
Tuchel knew if he brought on James and Chilwell, we changed the game. We'd probably go and win it like 4-0, right? But he didn't want to do that. He wants them to rest. James has played 3 consecutive 90 minutes. He needed rest because he's come back from an injury as well.
You can approach those games with two different ways. Either you start with your strong team, try to score quick goals, and then you substitute early, or you start with the like how you say it,
second string team.
Yeah, second string team, and try to like score 1 goal and just get out of the that match, and that's it. That's one of the 2 ways to approach it. It's basically how you prefer, which way you want to approach the game. Yeah. So that's my point. And by the way, Nick Blue, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say what I said.
But the thing is, because we're gonna face Juventus. I saw Juventus last night against Zenit. They weren't really that perfect. It wasn't like
they're not good. They're not good. I'm telling you,
they're not that good.
If we play, I'll give you an example. If we play like we know we can play, like against say Norwich, for example. I know that was a bit of a blowover, but if we could just play and move the ball quick enough, we will break them down. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, but Jem, that's down to...
We were sloppy the first time round.
That's down to us having Reece James, Chilwell, Mount, Kai, and Cho.
I'd play Ruben. I'd play with them, Chilwell. I'd play Reece James.
Well, Kovacic won't play, will he? He won't be fit.
Guys, we're playing that game in December, aren't we?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, got him in December, yeah.
What, Juve? No, it's November, bro.
No, we're talking about Zenit.
Zenit.
We got
Zenit.
Yes. So that's why are we talking like Pulisic can pull the hamstring 2 times by then?
No, Pulisic came on and he looked good, mate. He looked good when he come on. He receives the ball, both feet, beautiful touch, almost scored a goal. It would have been offside anyway, and he missed it, but it doesn't matter.
When he got in one-on-one in a position to score in the last minute, I literally hold my breath, like when he was running towards the goal, I was like, please don't hurt your hamstring, please don't hurt your hamstring, just let it go.
Yeah.
We already win.
What are you saying, Cal? What's your thoughts on the game?
Oh, what's up, fellas, man? Just want you guys to know, first and foremost, I respect all your opinions. I think you guys all have lots of knowledge on football, and I think a lot of the reasons why we are always at ends is because we're passionate about the club, and that's a good thing. But
we don't know anything, bro.
Sometimes it just crosses the line, and it just gets a little bit carried away. And it's a little disheartening when you wake up in the morning and it's 10 a.m. over here. I'm working, but I'm here listening to you guys because I appreciate what you guys have to say about the club, and it's difficult to hear the defensive approach to everything that comes in, and we always have to defend this player and attack this player, and it's just we all love the same club, man. We all want to see them succeed. We all want to see them play well, and that's what I'm about. I don't really hold any favors for any one player. I just try and look at the game from a perspective of me looking at it objectively. Who played well, who didn't? What was our system? What did we try to do? Did we execute it well? And that's it. Simple as that. And on the strength of yesterday, I don't think that we played well as a squad. As much as we had great individual performances, I don't think we played as a squad. And a lot of that comes from the fact that, like Jem said, and I agree with 100%, like our wingbacks are so crucial to what we do as a football club now. It's crucial. And when you don't get that sort of like overlapping fullback play, somebody that connect, like link up and then get into the box, get on the end of things, we're dead. They played a back five yesterday, and we had 3 attackers up against their back 5. We didn't get anything from width. We didn't get any width. We didn't get any connections in the wide areas. Everything that we got came through the middle with basically Ruben Loftus-Cheek dribbling through the middle. And outside of that, I thought Callum Hudson-Odoi had a good game. I thought Ziyech had a good game. I didn't think that Havertz had a good game, and it's not because he didn't finish. It's because he didn't get involved in a lot of the buildup as much as I wanted him to be. Yes, he had great movement, and yes, he shifted the defense a few times and got in behind, but I need more. Just like we can say about anybody else, I need more. And I'm not holding him to the standards of just any player on the pitch. This is a guy that we spent a lot of money on. We expect him to give us big performances. Big performances. That's what he's bought for. It's not. We can't compare him to the likes of Ziyech, who we paid. Or you can make that argument that you can. You can make the argument that you can. But I'm saying my expectations for Ziyech, my expectations for Havertz are different. I expect Havertz to be an influential player when he's on the pitch for us.
He is, though.
I would say he is as well, but I don't know. I mean, he needs to do more. The only thing I would say,
he needs to do more. Yeah.
Someone sort their mic out, man.
Fucking hell. The only thing I would say about Havertz is that I just feel like I agree with what you're saying, Couch, but I disagree in terms of the Ziyech and him comparison, because yes, we signed him for a lot of money. At the same time, we signed a very young player. He's doing very well by Leverkusen, but he's in a period where he can still improve and become the player that he's going to become. So I still have a bit of time when it comes to Havertz. With Ziyech, you don't have that time. Because
you know what's funny though? Whenever I hear people speak about Havertz, it's like, oh, he turns it on the second half of the season. Oh, don't worry, when January comes around, he's going to be good. And I'm like, we didn't buy him to be a January to
No, we didn't. Player. No, I agree. And he needs to improve in that.
So, yeah, but he hasn't had a pre-season, Havertz.
Well,
yeah, sure.
He hasn't had a pre-season. Neither has Mason. Neither has Jorginho.
Johnny, it's November already.
It's been 14
days November, man.
Guys, come on, man. Come on.
You got to move on from that.
Yeah. No, it's not moving on, but that's a major factor.
But Johnny, preseason is how many games? 3 games?
Yeah, but it's still preseason. It's still getting your body into match
fitness,
and he's missing what I'm
saying. You're missing what I'm saying. Preseason is 3 games, 3 or 4 games. That's it. So after 3 or 4 games, at this point, your form should be getting better. It's not based on what you did in pre.
Yeah, but that's 3 or 4 games focusing on preseason's focusing on your physical fitness. It's not a competitive game.
No. I can hear you about that. But we can't keep talking about preseason in November. Like we're
no. But what I'm saying to you is his slow start to the season. His slow start to the season, Mount's slowish start to the season, Jorginho's slow start to the season. There's an effect when they played a lot of Euro games. They've had no pre-season. They've just had a little holiday and they've gone straight back into it. And you
Johnny,
can tell
I understand English and Italian players.
Hold on, bro. They've been in and out. All right? These players. They've been in and out of the side. See you, Fata. Yeah, so you've got to. That's just one part of it. I'm not saying blame it all on that. No, I'm not saying that. But that's quite an important factor. As a footballer, you need a pre-season. You need a pre-season.
At what point does it stop becoming a factor? Do you think?
No. I think from now on. I mean, Kai's had what 4 games?
Okay.
He's played 4 games now, isn't he? He's played 4 games, yeah,
It's got
in a row.
yeah.
Yeah, 4 games, and we've scored. Hold on, 7, 30, 40,
Did you
15,
wrote it in
16.
your
We've scored
notebook,
almost
Daniel?
18 goals. Yeah, we scored 18 goals since Kai Havertz has been in the side. 18 goals in 4 games.
I know, and that's got to be. I know, and people say, yeah, but he didn't score any of them. But this
It
is what I
doesn't
keep
matter.
saying. I keep saying this
doesn't
with
matter.
Havertz. It's not always what he does won't show on stats. I keep saying this. It's not something that you can actually.
Can we all agree
Johnny,
that,
Johnny,
the amount of
Look
goals
at
I
that
can
we
understand,
scored is not-
Johnny,
That's
I
what
can
he does.
understand
It's
your
not down
point
to
with
one player.
But you've
Jorginho.
got to have some of this as well when you're watching it. You know, it's about having a bit of both.
Can we get this straight though? That the fact that we're scoring more goals is not just down to one player. It's the fact that
No,
the
it isn't.
unit, the squad is working better.
Yeah.
The squad
Yeah, but
is
there's more
working better.
fluidity
And
up front
and I
because
don't
of
think that-
how
and I don't think
the
that
front
is
line gets
necessarily
involved with
down
the
to
wing
the fact.
backs.
I
That's
don't
the
think
point.
that's necessarily down to the fact that Havertz's movement is fantastic. I think it has a lot to do with our wingback play being fantastic
Facts.
the last few games,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
also due to the fact that we're playing better as a team. You know,
All right.
dominating the
So
board.
how did our wing backs not get involved? Let's take the City game or the Juve game. All right. How come they didn't get involved in that game as
well, I
much?
know-
But
I
they
know-
got
I
involved
know
in all the other
Reece
games.
Who
I
was
know
playing
Reece
the City?
James got
Who was playing the
injured.
City game?
I know Reece
Thank you.
James got injured for sure, and I know
Reece
that
James got
Chilwell didn't
injured.
play
And
City.
Chilwell wasn't playing, was he? Was it Alonso?
Yeah, it was
It
Alonso.
was Alonso
Yeah,
for both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm saying to you, the wing backs, when they don't get in those positions, our front line does suffer. But at the same time, the front line has to create the pockets and the spaces for the wing backs to get in the game. All right. So whether you've got an Alonso or Asby, if your front line's not getting movement, there's no fluidity and inter-exchanging,
Okay,
then
so
you're
what
not going to
happened
create those
yesterday?
pockets for the
Listen,
weaker wing back. Hold on. You're not
Hold
going to
on,
create
Johnny,
positions
case
for
in
the
point is this
weaker
game,
wing
right?
backs to get in positions.
Hold on. Case in point is this game. With all Havertz's movement, our wing back were still shit. Right? With
Yeah,
his-
and we
with-
won the
with him
game. We
picking up-
scored 1 goal.
That doesn't. Okay.
Yeah,
So were they shit or not? Were
I'm
they
gonna leave
great
it
then?
alone.
Was
No,
Alonso
I've said,
great? Was Aspie great?
I was the
No,
only
stop
one.
going back to us winning. I know we won. We're not talking
No,
about
I
that.
know,
We're not
but I
talking
was
about-
the only
we're
one
talking
from,
about how the
from
wing
weeks
backs
ago,
play.
maybe a month and a half ago. I was on a space, and I said our weakness is our wing backs when we've got Azpilicueta and Alonso. That is the weakness in our side. We haven't got any other weaknesses, in my opinion. I think when those two play, we're not as effective going forward. Defensively, we can be okay, but going forward, we're not the same. Especially now that he's inverting these wing backs, right? When you have James and Chilwell, changes the whole dynamics because they're better wing backs. They're just better players all round, and they're younger, they're faster, they're more risk. They take more risks than Alonso and Aspie. They're experienced players, and in a game like this yesterday, it was a kind of experienced game. I felt that you could easily have gone and drawn that game the way we played. We didn't play great, but we were always in control of it. And we created the one chance.
Yeah, I do hear
that's
what
facts.
Johnny's saying. Let's hear it from Abs and VJ and C1 as well, because none of these lot spoke yet. Go on.
Yeah. So obviously, I need to just bring a bit of context into Kai Havertz, right? People seem to say, "Oh, he don't start the season well. He's not good." If you look at his previous history at Bayer Leverkusen, most of his output actually came after January. That's how his numbers look quite good. So he traditionally is a slow start anyway. And even then, if I'm being perfectly honest, first few games of the season, Havertz wasn't exactly amazing, but I think he was a bit better than, in my opinion, I think he was performing better than Matt, especially in the Arsenal and Liverpool game. The only reason why he came off was because he doesn't offer that running off the ball that Matt does. So, listen, I think Havertz wasn't amazing yesterday. I'm not going to point it out and say he was the best player on the pitch because he wasn't. He did play a good ball into Joe. He was part of the goal, and that's something that I think people don't give him credit for.
Who else is going to play a ball like that?
Yeah, even though
Mason Mount is the only one.
Yeah, but that's my thing. That's my thing, Johnny. Even though he wasn't necessarily part of the
Ruben
goal.
Loftus Cheek.
No,
Well, Loftus-Cheek wasn't in that position to play that ball.
wait, no.
That's my point. You've got to be in the position to make those kind of balls. Like a Lukaku and Werner wouldn't have been in those positions.
We have a decent squad. A lot of guys.
Man,
Pulisic can
who
play that.
Point got overtaken,
who
bro.
set that? Who set up? Who set up? Who set up the first chance for Werner that he missed against Aston Villa? And how was that set up?
Yeah, but you're talking about Werner now.
Okay, so don't talk about only Havertz can make that pass. Like that's
in that situation,
this is what we
Daniel.
do.
Last night,
it's hyperbolic.
Kai
We know he's
Havertz
not the
was
only
in
one
that
who can make
position.
that pass. It's a flick on.
Yeah, but look, no, it wasn't. Lukaku wouldn't have been in that position. He was so deep,
Yes, he
Havertz, there
would.
on the right. He was deep on the right.
Okay.
Lukaku would have been in the striker centre forward position.
No, he wouldn't. He would have dropped.
Yes,
in
he
that
would
position.
have.
Go on,
Yes,
go
he
on,
would.
Adam.
He dropped in that
These two
position.
are going to argue back and forth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, listen, I'll just finish
Pointless.
off with this, right? My thing is with Kai Havertz, I do listen. He wasn't great yesterday. He should really have scored. I won't say both chances because the first one was kind of hard and it was actually good defending, but he should have scored the second one 100%. Listen, his performances haven't been great. I'm not going to act like, he's been head and shoulders our best player. He hasn't, but you're going to get this with people who are 22 years old. I don't think, what's his name, for example, Frank Lampard, for example, he wasn't exactly amazing when he first came to us and then developed into arguably the best player the club's ever seen. So I am going to be very patient with Kai Havertz. I think he has all the talent in the world. He's got the world at his feet. And if we just...
He's a Champions League winner.
He deserves the patience. He's a kid.
He deserves a chance because he's not a rubbish footballer now, is he? He's a quality player.
It's because he's that talented that he gets criticised, Abs. That's what it is. Exactly. People want more from him. That is the truth.
Hey, should we judge him differently in the positions he plays?
Exactly.
So right now he's playing a lot harder. He's doing what striker's meant to do. And when he gets to play with Lukaku or someone.
He's Germany's
you know what I mean? Like which one's his better role?
He is Germany's successful Thomas Muller. Why do you think they play him so regularly? This guy, and this is another thing. I think he's still a quality player. Has he been amazing throughout his time at Chelsea? No way. There's been times where he's looked shit, and there's been times where he's looked very, very good. But I still think you've got to be patient with this guy because
he's adjusting to the Premier League as well, and playing regular Champions League football, which he didn't do for Leverkusen.
Abs and Johnny, has anybody here said we should get rid of him or like he shouldn't play
No,
anymore?
it's not that. I think the criticism's too harsh at this early stage of the season.
I don't think the criticism is harsh.
I don't think it is at all.
Criticism is what it is.
I think we need to look at other players.
Simply, hey, listen. Here's the criticism, Johnny. Okay, he's playing well. To get to the next level, he needs to score more goals. That's it. Yeah. Going on the current trajectory that he's going, he's going to end.
Daniel,
hold on. Going on the current trajectory that he's going. Last season, we made so many excuses. It was COVID, right? It was the manager change.
Well, they're not excuses. They're valid.
He was playing as an 8.
Daniel,
he was playing as an 8. So we let all that go. Like in terms of the goals, it doesn't really matter. This season, we're saying to take yourself to the next level because we just assume that if you don't put in that work, you're just gonna get there.
No, but Daniel, my point is, all last season we were moaning about we don't take chances, we create chances, we don't take chances, right? And now we've gone into this time, we signed £100 million striker, and for 7 games he hasn't scored a goal, all right? And we're still in the same situation with an extra another striker that plays a different brand and style of football that we've got to adjust to.
No, we're not in the same situation. None of the guys that we had previously have proven. No, none of the guys that we've had previously have proven that they can score goals. None of them.
Mount's only getting better, so he will keep scoring. He will go up and up.
I beg you, Johnny. We're both huge fans of Mount. Please stop putting this pressure on Mount.
What do you mean put pressure on him? Why am I putting pressure on him? He puts pressure on himself.
Are you expecting you're speaking like Mount is the one? Because again, if the pressure is on Lukaku,
don't ever compare Mount to Havertz.
If the pressure isn't on Lukaku to score, Abs, let me finish before I hold on. Let me just finish the sentence.
Go on, Dan. Go on. And then we were from Abs, and then we were from VJ.
Who deserves who do you want the pressure on more to score goals? 20
I want it on. It deserves to be on Lukaku
or Havertz or Mount.
No, it deserves to be on Lukaku, bruv. But he's not taking it, bruv.
No, but he's
not taking the pressure, bruv, off any of the players.
But I'm being too harsh because it's the start of the season, right?
No, it's not. I don't give. Listen, when we sign Lukaku, I don't give any leeway to this guy. He's a 27-year-old
because you wanted us to spend
100 million. And Daniel, he's already played in the Premiership. He knows the Premiership. There's no excuse
for him. He hasn't played for Chelsea.
What do you mean he hasn't? So what if he's played for us as a kid? That doesn't matter. But he's played in the Premiership. He's played for Manchester United.
Has this gone to a Mount argument? Wow,
move on, man.
This is how it went yesterday. It went yesterday same way.
No, it doesn't go anyway. It doesn't go anyway. I just don't think that I don't think you should be putting all the pressure on Havertz. Havertz is not a proper number 9 striker. He's not that guy. So if we're going to compare him to Lukaku, compare him all we want, yeah? But at the end of the day, Lukaku is a better finisher. We know that. But the other side of the game, Havertz is clear of Lukaku, bro.
Dribbler, passer, link play, heading. No, well, not heading, but
movement, pressing, intelligence, speed of thought, touch, 2-footed.
Can I ask the panel a question?
Hold the ball, make a layoff, score the goals, headers, shooting, whatever. That's Lukaku.
Guys, can I ask
we never thought Havertz was a number 9 when we bought him.
No, but everyone's saying, he needs to finish more, but he's not a natural striker, bro.
But he does.
He does, but we didn't expect that. So
yeah, but we don't need to because we got goals everywhere in our squad. It's what he does for the team.
We need that now, Johnny. We need that now, don't we?
Bruv, we've scored like 18 goals. What are you worried about?
What
18 goals in 4 games.
Top of the league. What's wrong with us?
And we're top of the league. Like, what the fuck, bruv?
That's what I'm talking about.
No, we don't.
What I'm
A lot
talking
of people
about
don't function if we don't criticize. We'll drop down.
Guys, we've got VJ and C1 here. They've not even said anything. Let's let them talk.
I think Av's been trying to get one word in, but let's cut him off again. Redneck, what was the question we had?
I was gonna ask, did people keeps bringing what's his name, Harvard's price tag. My question about the price tag: did you think we paid for that money is for complete player, or we paid?
No, it's potential.
Daniel, let me finish the question, please. I didn't finish my question. I'm asking, do you think? Do what?
I know what your question is.
Come on. Let's finish the question. Let's go.
I'm trying to figure out did we pay only for the finished product, or we try to pay for we see the potential in him?
It's a potential signing.
Havertz. Easy potential.
Can I ask?
So yes, but we keep bringing up that
you pay when you pay 70-something million, you're paying for potential and also current status. If you just want a kid that you can develop, those are kids that you buy for 15 million, 20 million, 5 million. You don't pay 72 million for a guy that you're going to wait 3 years for them to be good. You pay that because you know they're great now and they're going to get so much better. That's why
we paid that because every club in Europe was after him. Every club in Europe was after Kai Havertz because Kai Havertz is seen as a generational talent. He's a special player. All right,
but every club in Europe was also signing him to perform now as well, right?
No, but with a Lukaku, you're buying the complete player. You're buying a player that's experienced. He's won titles. He's scored a bag of goals. He's played Premiership football. He's played in Italy. He's played in the leagues. He's experienced, and that's what you're buying in to blend in with your young potential talent that you got. Kai Havertz. Is a exceptional talent, and only time will prove me right. Like it has with Mason Mount. Kai Havertz, he will shock everyone.
I ain't worried.
He will shock everyone in the league.
He's the one guy
in Europe.
But anyway, C1, what you saying?
Yo, you man, are you good, Jim?
Yeah, all good, mate. What do you want to say?
Oh, Kai Havertz, man. Jesus. Okay, let me start. You see, if Kai Havertz, I don't know if you guys realize this, but he always tries to embarrass the keeper all the time when he's finishing. I don't mind that. Yeah, I don't mind that, but because of the form he's on, he should just try shoot it across goal with more power. And the thing with Kai is, if you've known him from Leverkusen and you've known him as a player, he's always been not purple patch, but a bit of a purple patch player, similar to how Son is for Tottenham at times. So it's just a matter of time. But criticism is fair. When Daniel's criticizing his finishing, let's not get angry about it. It's a fact. His finishing has been poor this season. He's only scored with his head. Pause. So
what a goal against Liverpool that was.
Wonder, but still.
Who's going to score a goal like that?
Rudiger.
Nah.
Johnny, do you know what it is? I'm not disagreeing with C1 because you see what it is with Havertz, right? It's not. Listen, we can't be deluded and say he's been fantastic this season because he hasn't. And
I never said he was though.
I know. I'm not saying. I didn't say you said it. I'm just saying in general. Anyone who's trying to act like he's been one of our best players this season is smoking some form of budge. Havertz for me I've got all the time in the world for him because he, for me, is a quality footballer in terms of talent. Yes, does he need to start converting that to output? Yes, he does. But I'll say one thing: I'm not trying to compare them because I think they're two different players, and they're both very good at their own things. And I think they're both very talented themselves. But Havertz, in appearances last season, got more output than Mount in less games overall. And
you're speaking facts right now, man. Well said. There's no reason to compare players that play for the same team. Like
exactly.
Straight up.
And I'm not even saying
we're fortunate to have them both.
Rubbish. Yeah, and here's my thing, Couch Creek, bro.
No,
I'm not
Abs, let me cut you in though. Let
me finish, man.
No, but you see with that comparison, yeah, Havertz has always been a more like GA player than Mount. The statistics back it from Bundesliga and even somewhat last season. But that's just me personally.
I mean, fair enough. I'm not even using it to compare them because they're both two quality footballers, and what we need to start doing is just appreciating them. It's like 15 years ago. Do you think Chelsea fans were what's it called comparing Ballack and Lampard? No, we just appreciate them for the two quality footballers they were. Lampard brought goals, and Ballack.
Yeah, but they weren't kids when we had them, Abdullah. They were not kids. They were in their prime years. So it's very hard to criticise players that deliver for you consistently. These players that we're talking about are 22-year-old kids starting their careers at a very high level at a massive club, winning the Champions League already. So the expectations are even higher now. And that's the difference. That's why they're going to have flaws in their game. They're not going to be perfect every single game. They're not going to be consistent every game. But they are that talented and that good that even if they're not at their best, they still offer so much.
So, Johnny, let me ask you something. So, you're basically saying that because they're young, they're held to a different standard than somebody that is, in the prime of their career. Is that where we're going?
Yeah, I mean, I think the expectations are a much different bracket because someone who's in their final stage of their career has had all the playing experience, the different countries they played, like Lukaku, for example, and Ziyech.
Mm-hmm.
They're 28 years old. They're in their prime years now. Time's not on their side. So my expectation for them is to deliver and help the young kids. The young kids are learning.
All I gotta say to that is there still has to be an adjustment, regardless of where you've played and when you've played, how long you've played, and not every player is acclimatized to multiple systems of play. When we saw Havertz, when we saw Ziyech last year, when he played the 4-3-3 as a winger, he was one of our best players before he got injured. That is a fact.
But the thing with Havertz and Mount are the most versatile players we've got in our squad.
No, I agree.
Extremely versatile.
Let me just finish my point here. Like when he played, you didn't buy him to play him as an inside number 10. We played him as a winger. He was fine. Now whether we change the position, we change our setup to 3-4-3. He's struggling to find himself in the game. With Lukaku basically played counter-attacking football, and he was most excelling when he can run at defenses, at people.
That's why he's struggling with us.
Exactly.
We don't play counter.
We don't play that way. Exactly.
I know.
But that's just not to say that he's not able to do that. He's not capable.
No. Maybe he can do it, but my point is now you've got to wait for him to adjust. How many games is that going to take?
I don't know. I have no idea.
So we've seen a stint of 7 games and he hasn't scored a single goal. And you can say, he hasn't been created for. Well, when you're a striker and you're a top class striker and you get 1 or 2 chances in that game, I expect, especially at 100 million, 200 million, however much you cost at that figure, to be putting that away. Because you look at Ronaldo last night, United were piss poor that game. Piss poor. They should never have drawn that game. And it took a fucking 2 great goals from Ronaldo. Clutch goals. And he had hardly any sniff in the game. That's the level I expect from 100 million plus players or high wage players or players in their prime and experience. All right, Ronaldo is a GOAT. He's an exceptional talent.
And
my point is, you've got to have the bar raised high for players like that.
I think we need to judge the season rather than the handful of games. Right?
No, but up to now, I said it. I don't know if you know me what I said, but when we first signed Lukaku, I said I'm not giving this guy time. I'm not giving him time. I would have given maybe Haaland a bit of time just because he's so young, but because of the price tag, I still expect him to deliver. But with Lukaku, there's no leeway for this guy. He knows the club.
Hold on, Johnny. You know if you can't give, if you
Okay.
can't give Lukaku time, we can't give the players who play with him time because he has no time. Why should he wait for players to figure it out? Why should he wait for? Why should Why should he wait for? Hold on, let me finish. Why should he wait for Havertz to get into form because he didn't have a preseason, or wait for Mount to get into form because he didn't have a preseason when he has to start scoring now?
Because we didn't pay. Listen, they're not in their primes. They're still learning their trade. They're still learning with Tuchel and all the players. Lukaku is the most experienced in our front line. Is he or is he not? Is he our most experienced attacker?
Yep.
Yes.
Barring
Yes, he
Ziyech
is.
and
He's well. Forget Ziyech because Ziyech is in and out. He's had injury.
So then our starting lineup should be Lukaku, Vernon, Ziyech, our most experienced players that we expect them to
No,
produce
it
at a high
doesn't.
level.
It doesn't work like that because
it doesn't. Okay, then it doesn't work the way
no,
you're saying either.
I'm talking about Lukaku. Forget Werner. He's hit and miss. He's been hit and miss all season, all last season. He's hit and miss. All right, and he's still adjusting. Ziyech, I don't know what to call Ziyech. I don't know, bruv. Ziyech is a talented player.
But you told me to give Werner time. Werner is an experienced player. He's been
but
experienced at the
Werner's
top
never
level.
played the Premiership. Last season, that was the first time he played Premiership. Lukaku's
played every game as well. He
How
played
many
every
seasons has
game as
Lukaku
well. So
played
he's
Premiership
had
football?
he's had
How many
38
seasons?
games to
I'll
adjust
tell
to our
you,
team.
he played Everton, he played West Brom, and he played Manchester United. That's 3 seasons of Premiership football, bruv. He's played 3 seasons
everywhere.
No,
It's
but
more
hey,
than
but
3
let me
seasons.
say that,
About
Lukaku.
7.
Right,
I'm
so
gonna
he's
You guys
played
have
7
short. You
seasons
guys
of
have
Premiership
short memories
football.
because the
Johnny.
argument before we bought Lukaku was that Haaland's going to take time and Lukaku can step right in and take off. That was the biggest, strongest point.
No, that's
that
what all the
everyone made
Lukaku
about
fanboys
Lukaku.
thought. That's
Right?
what they
No,
He's
thought.
played in the
And
Premier League.
did he not do that his
He's a
first 4
changed
games?
player, and now all of
No,
a
come
sudden
on.
we have to.
He had
Anyway,
four.
you know what?
4 goals. He had 4 goals in 6 games before we went to a front 2, or worse
No, but Daniel, can
formation.
I say one thing?
Yeah,
The
there's
worst
still plenty
formation
of
we
time
could
for
ever play.
Lukaku.
No,
It's
hold
still
on.
early days.
Still on.
I give
Still on, bro.
every player that comes new
Stop
a
it,
season
man.
at least, right?
So
And
you're going to
Lukaku's
give £100 million player who's had 6 years in the Premiership experience to come to play in the Premiership
Johnny,
again
that's
for
not
Chelsea.
fair,
No,
man.
no, you know
can't
what,
just
Johnny?
do
I
that.
give every player that,
You
right?
can't
But
do
when
that,
it comes
man.
to Lukaku and the desperation we need, when it comes to a striker, because if Lukaku doesn't perform, our season is gone. We know that, yeah.
No,
So
but hold on.
I can give every other player a season that comes from different leagues and that. But the biggest talking point was that Lukaku was going to come in, right? And he was going to fit straight in because he's been in the Premier League. He's played the system for Belgium, right? And that he was going to score all these goals. And and then when every time we compared about the Lukaku from Man United, everyone brought up the Lukaku from Inter Milan, and he's a much-changed player and he's improved his touch. But now, as soon as he drops his game, everyone gives him a lot of leeway. We can't. Chelsea paid 100 mil.
I'm
so
not
we can't
giving
afford
leeway. No,
You
damn
play-
right.
I'm not
100
giving leeway
million
too.
for an in-prime
But I would give
striker.
every
And
other
I'll tell
player
you
that
what,
comes
yeah,
in leeway.
at Inter Milan, bruv, how does Conte play football? Tell me what style of football Conte
He plays
plays
counter-attacking,
in a
but
slow
correct.
Italian league.
Johnny,
He
you're
plays
missing the point, though.
counter-attacking. What football does Tuchel play?
Attacking.
You know they
front
had.
foot
You know
football.
that they had over 50% of the ball in over 80% of their games. They weren't
At what
counterattacking
pace? At
every
what
team.
pace,
You
Daniel?
can't counterattack every team.
Pensioners' pace.
That
No,
makes no
but
sense. You can't
here's
counterattack
Hey,
every
It's
not
team.
Italian
complete.
football, bruv. Do you know how slow it
Hey,
is?
Johnny, hold on.
Especially
It's not
teams,
complete.
especially
No, but-
teams that are worse than them. Most
counterattack.
teams are worse than them, so you can't
Daniel,
Hold
counterattack
on.
every team.
Daniel,
Daniel,
you
it's a
know,
correct way of
Daniel,
playing.
hold on a second.
They play correct.
You know, Johnny is right on that point.
No, he's not.
50%. It's not 50% possession.
I
It
said
doesn't mean
over
that it's like
50% of possession of the ball.
okay. You said over. That doesn't
I
mean
said
that
over
over
50%
50%.
of possession of the ball in
You
over 80% of their games.
Whatever.
Daniel, let me
You
say
know,
one thing,
you know
I
what
just
Johnny's
don't
saying.
accept. I
He's
don't
just
think
trying.
you
You
can
just
give him
don't want to.
leeway.
You just
Like
don't want to
I
eight
hear
to
it.
six
That's
disagree.
different
what it is.
games. That's it.
You mean I want to? I
Like-
hear it. I disagree.
No,
I'm
no,
not gonna lie.
no. Johnny is right. Johnny's right because every time
Okay.
Lukaku
Yeah,
played,
sure.
he played counter-attacking style at West Brom, at Everton,
Even Man
at
U.
even MU, yeah. And in Inter, especially in Inter.
Especially
exactly.
in Belgium as well, right?
Here's my thing though, Daniel.
Yeah, but
right?
where have
My
Belgium
problem
gone,
is, like,
Daniel?
Johnny,
Where have
hold
they?
on.
What have they achieved, man?
Johnny,
Look
hold
at
on
this
one
guy,
second.
man. Stop it.
What have
Okay.
they achieved, Belgium?
Belgium don't even play that
They've been
possession
poor,
possession
bro.
football.
They've
Johnny,
been poor.
Johnny.
That's
Can I
not
just get this
possession
right? Is this
football.
argument now about Lukaku? Is this
Oh
what we're
my
talking
Yeah.
about?
Yes,
This
it
is
is.
how
I
we win.
defend Lukaku.
This is
Yeah,
how
talk
we
about
win
because
Lukaku.
yesterday.
Guy hasn't played
because
in
we
how
have
many?
to
This is how
because
we
we
win
have to
yesterday.
deflect.
All
We have
right,
to
so
deflect.
why is it you lot go, you lot are fucking coming at Havertz, yeah? I'm sick of it, bruv. I'm fucking sick of it. Everyone's coming at Havertz, yeah? About this, about Havertz, about that, about Havertz. He's 22 years old, scored fucking our most important goals, clutch against Real Madrid. Back in the season, he was clutching a lot of games, shithousery, elegant, fucking baller, yeah? And then you lot, Lukaku hasn't scored for 7 fucking games, 7 games in a row, and no one says fuck all about it. Oh, because he's injured now, he's not in the team.
Johnny,
Come on, bruv. Let's have
Johnny,
it right.
Listen,
Let's have a
listen,
bit
hold
of
on.
fucking
Raising,
consistency here.
raising your voice and getting your emotion high
Whether
doesn't
that's
change the
Haaland
point.
or not, bruv,
Doesn't change
even
the
if
point.
Haaland missed 7 games, yeah, he fucking deserves criticism, bruv. If you're that,
Okay, you've
if you cost
criticized
that
him.
much,
Okay, you've
I
criticized
have.
him. Now criticize
I have,
Havertz.
but why is everyone fucking coming at Havertz then?
Can I say
Johnny,
something?
let me just
How's
say
he
one
Because
thing.
Havertz played yesterday.
Oh my
Yeah,
Right.
Daniel,
yeah, but no one's talked about Lukaku, bruv.
Lukaku hasn't
Seven
played for
games.
4 games.
No one's mentioned it, bruv. It takes Johnny to
Why
mention
should we
it.
mention a guy who hasn't played for 4
I'm gonna
games?
come in.
And the 4 games we've played, we've scored 18 goals.
And he scored none
When
of them.
Lukaku's played and Werner's played,
Come
how
on,
many
Dan,
goals
stop
we
it.
scored as a team?
And he scored
Tell me.
none of them.
Johnny,
And he scored none of them.
Stop it.
Both
Stop
of you have to hear me out on this, right? I've been consistent.
Oh, I should stop it. He shouldn't stop it, right? All he's saying about Lukaku, he can keep going, but it's your boy Havertz. I need to stop.
No, but
No, it's not about that. It's about having consistency, Daniel. With Lukaku as well as Havertz, bruv. You got to have consistency. You can't just come at Havertz, bruv. We scored the most goals with that player in our side.
No, it's completely fine. You know.
I want Jem, get stats on Lukaku and Werner and compare the goals, how many goals we scored to when Kai Havertz and Mount and all the rest of them have been in the side. I want to know how many goals we scored as a team.
Johnny,
question for you, Johnny. Johnny,
Let's let other people talk now, yeah, because it's just getting too much. Everyone's just shouting. Let's just relax a bit. Come on, let's get this. Go on, Abs. Go.
No, let VJ. He was trying to speak for a while.
Oh, VJ. Yeah, VJ. VJ, what you saying, man? Go on, mate. What you saying?
It's always difficult to talk over all of these.
Yeah, I know. Sorry,
kind
mate.
of no, not a problem. So I just wanted to talk about this particular game and then probably a couple of pointers out there, right? So about the Malmo game, first of all, we probably have to understand that we won the game. So there is no reason for all these heated debate. Yeah, it's all fine. We can always talk negatives of the game, but then we did manage to get that 3 points. So I'm happy with it. We won the game. I'm not saying that we played it to the perfection, but there are certain other factors as well to consider because we played in Malmo. This is the first time probably we are going there. At least these players are going there and playing as a group. So that in itself is going to be an impact. And also, if you could see the audience, if you could see the fans out there, it was almost like playing at Borussia Dortmund. So the environment
very aggressive.
Exactly, the environment was buzzing. So it's very difficult for the young players to come up and put up a performance. It's not as easy as we think that because in Premier League, people. It's not that Premier League doesn't have this sort of an environment, but we all know how teams like Borussia Dortmund, Malmo now have shown, how powerful that they can be. Like, it was almost like an experience. So shout out for Chelsea players for the way that they performed and managed to get a goal. Ziyech, you all know that I kind of might favor Ziyech a bit, but then I don't want to over favor him because he's not been consistent. I completely agree with it, but it also takes it has to be our responsibility to appreciate the player when he scores a goal. So I'd like to do that first of all. So Ziyech, good job at that. The thing is, box positioning is also very important in finishing that. If Ziyech was not in that position, then we couldn't have scored anyways. So shout out to Ziyech as well on that. Havertz has been trying. Maybe the last game was not his day or something, but he's been trying quite good. But so I kind of like how Havertz is performing in the last one or 2 months. Johnny, the thing what I wanted to let you know before I leave the stage for you guys is that no one is saying that Havertz is poor or Lukaku is poor, right? But once both of the players become fit, it naturally becomes Lukaku who will be the first choice striker. Given his experience and given his the money value, 100 million, that is what we paid him to be here. So he's naturally going to be the choice for Thomas Tuchel going into every single game. So all that we are expecting from Havertz is that he has to utilize this particular run of games that he's been provided with better, so that he can find his feet when Lukaku as well gets fitter. That's exactly what we're trying to say. It's not that.
Well, Lukaku's got to, when he comes back in, Lukaku's going to have to hit the ground running. He's going to have to.
Even if he
Does
doesn't,
he come back
my
in,
problem is even if he doesn't.
Well, I don't think he does right now, personally. I don't think he does.
Yeah, before we get into that, even if he doesn't, right, he's still going to be given an extended run of games from Thomas Tuchel, which wouldn't be the case with Havertz, is what we're trying to say. So Havertz probably has to utilize the time he gets at this point in time, so that
he needs rest as well. He's played a lot of minutes, Havertz. He's played a lot of minutes. He's played Southampton. He's played Malmo. He's played Norwich. He's played last night.
So the expectations is wrong, right? The expectations are wrong.
Well, international's coming up too, so he's going to get a lot in that.
What I'm saying is Lukaku will come into the side, and if my thing is, if Havertz, like against Burnley, scores 2 goals and we win the game again comfortably, why is Tuchel going to go and change it? He's going to ease Lukaku in any way from injury. If Lukaku comes back into side and he starts bagging in fucking hat tricks and scoring 2 goals, he's going to keep his place, and rightly so.
Yeah,
but it's how we play as a team.
You're forgetting, Johnny. Sometimes Tuchel does the changes just to make the changes. It doesn't necessarily mean the form or anything. Yeah, he just changes sometimes.
It's down to opposition as well. Yeah.
Wait, Johnny, can I just say one thing though? I've been consistent with it. I've not overly criticised either. If performances haven't been good from Havertz, I'll say it. If performances haven't been good from Lukaku, I'll say it. My thing is that I don't think it's fair to expect Lukaku to immediately be the best player on the pitch and start scoring goals for fun, even if he has Premier League experience. Because you have to take into context the way we play and the way Inter play is a bit different. Also,
all right, what if you bought Harry Kane, Lewandowski, Haaland? What do you expect?
Oh my God.
What do you expect?
How is Harry Kane playing now?
No, Daniel, can I just finish, bro?
Isn't there a case to say when everyone talked about the chances created and the chances scored, that was the biggest stats that were talked about in the off season with Chelsea? And it almost looked like we just put a good striker in, and they're going to get a bag of goals.
Yeah, but
that's exactly
my counter argument to that is that Lukaku at the start of the season, when none of our forward line, that includes Matt and Havertz and Ziyech, Werner wasn't really getting much for looking, so I won't include him, weren't performing that well. Lukaku was scoring from scraps, really. Like he showed how. Yeah, but here's my thing.
Where you're going wrong is you're comparing Havertz to Lukaku, and they're completely different profile and position players.
You say don't do it, and then you do it, Johnny. You say don't compare them, and then you compare them.
No, because who else can I compare him to, bro?
Then don't compare them. Stop saying that then.
Jesus.
Guys, relax.
Hey, why can't we compare them?
They're 2 different players.
Then compare them. If you want to compare them,
they play the same position.
I'm comparing our style of play and our results. That's what I'm comparing. I'm not comparing them as individual players, as in like for like attributes and ability. I'm comparing them. Who's offered me more in each of their stints in both when they played? What teams played better? And I think the Kai Havertz falls 9, we played better and had better results.
Yeah, let's hear from Ram as he's here as an outsider. What are you saying, Ram? Come on in.
Ram,
big up everyone on the panel. I get both Daniel and Johnny's points. I think they're both right in a sense, but there has to be a level of consistency. Kai Havertz has been okay when he came in as a striker. I think last night he wasn't that great. He was shying away from the ball, which I wasn't really happy about because everyone knows I respect Kai Havertz. He's obviously a wunderkind for one thing. So the level of scrutiny that he has is justified. If you're a wunderkind, you have to play at the high level, play at a high, very high level. But then I can easily understand Johnny's point of view, because you pay £100 million for Romelu Lukaku, who was at the time a top 5 striker, to score you goals. And the main problem was you didn't have a clinical goal scorer. And if he's not doing it, you have to ask, what is he doing on the pitch? Because he's not doing what Lewandowski or Harry Kane does. He's expected to put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah.
So it's understandable what Johnny's saying. You have to have a level of criticism for the likes of both of them. Not berate them or say anything personal, but you have to criticize how they're playing on the pitch. And if Kai Havertz is not being clinical, or is he not doing anything in that game, you have to criticize him. I don't want to hear no excuses about he hasn't had a pre-season. It's November. If he's a wunderkind, as he was touted out to be, you have to scrutinize him as a wunderkind.
What's the wunderkind?
Yeah, but he's already proven he's a wonder kid, bruv. He's a wonder kid.
Oh,
yeah?
fuck's sake.
Wonder kid,
I'm
bruv.
sorry.
Wunderkind
Oh,
is
wunderkind. I thought it was a German word.
It came from
It's
Germany.
German for wonder kid, bruv.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I did not. Sorry, I did not know that.
Yeah, but my thing with Havertz is his contribution, other than scoring goals, is better than Lukaku for me.
Hey, Dan, I'm not a hater, bro.
This is true as well, Rebecca. I agree with this. He does get into good positions, but we said the same thing about Timo Werner and we didn't find him. So, yeah, it's the same.
And I want to talk about Cho, bruv. Cho's been class,
Johnny,
mate.
let me speak, please. Johnny,
Cho's been class.
Star boy.
Good morning, Nick Blue. It's hard to wake up with all this stuff, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I just want to say something before you lot start again. Yeah, Redneck, accepted apology.
My bad, Nick. My bad.
We're all Blue fans, man. I ain't got nothing.
I know.
Anyone else.
Yeah, we're all on the same team here, by the way, guys. You know that.
Sometimes we forget that we're on the same team.
We get carried away. It's silly, really.
Anyway, I'm going to say people like Ram.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, fuck Ram.
That's why Ram was talking.
Can I say something?
Hey, man,
I'm
just trying to be peaceful.
Go on.
Yeah. Look, like Johnny, you know, I think you always wanted Haaland, and that's why you get some. You talk about Lukaku in an objective way, if you know what I mean, unobjective. But Lukaku, you know, when he starts scoring 20, 30 goals when he comes back, that's when everyone's going to go like.
That's what I want.
What a player! Yeah,
that's what I want.
That's what he's.
Yeah. If he does that, I got no issues.
I know you have it. You love Chelsea. I know.
Yeah.
I love every single player like you, but
I think people's agenda with me, Nick, is that they all know I made it clear I wanted Haaland. Now, most of the fan base, right? They won't admit that they wanted Haaland.
Yeah,
a lot do. Yeah, a lot will admit and say, "Oh no, I always wanted Lukaku," which is absolute bullshit. Because if you got the chance to sign Haaland, you go and buy and sign Haaland.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of the rivals would feel the same. But because it's me and I wanted him that much because I think he suits us perfectly. Yeah, right? That's where everyone thinks I got a Lukaku agenda. I love Lukaku. He's proper Chelsea, and I want him to work. But I don't expect criticism. I don't expect criticism on Kai Havertz, who's starting his career, who's an exceptional talent.
Yeah,
to go just keep criticising him in number 9 when we've scored the most goals with him.
But you don't want to give him time, and you want him on the bench.
Yeah. Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all.
What doesn't make sense?
You love Lukaku, but you don't want to give him time.
But you don't want to give him time.
My reason.
Context, he has to hit the ground running, and you want him on the bench.
Yeah, he should, bruv. He's finished article player.
But you love him.
But you love him.
But you want him on the bench.
This is his peak. You expect.
He's ready, bruv. He should be ready to be banging 1 goal a game, like at the very least. Like he's hungry. He wants to make it work at Chelsea. Like,
how much time do you guys want to give him anyway?
He's an international player, and he's played for one of the best teams in Europe. Yeah. So there shouldn't be an element of give him time until he settles in, because he's been playing in the Premier League the most of his career.
Yeah, 6 years, whatever it is.
Like it's only 10 games. Look, it's only 8 games.
I know, Nick,
7.
but 7 games he fired blanks in consecutive games. That's worrying for me.
Everyone
That's worrying.
can do that.
Oh, did we lose all those games, Johnny?
For the team
we lost 2 of them, that's for sure.
Did we lose all of them?
We lost 2 of our biggest games, Manchester City and Juventus. We lost them both. And we got battered.
And we played a 3-5-2.
Yeah, but we still lost, bro.
That
chance that landed to Lukaku at Juventus, he didn't even get it on target, bruv. And that is food and drink for that player. And he should have scored and we would have drawn the game.
Guys, before you continue, one second.
Neither did Havertz. He had 2 headers.
Havertz is not 100 million pounds.
That's not the point, bro. He still missed blanks. He still fired blanks, bro.
Guys,
God, man. You lot, bro.
Yeah, we can hear you, Jam.
All right, cool. It didn't sound like it because no one was listening to me, but yeah, cool. Lukaku has been injured for nearly 2 weeks. Hold some judgment and let's see what happens when he plays with Cho rather than Werner up front. And that's what.
No, but this is the thing, right? You have to understand people's opinion of like he's been firing blanks for the last 5 games.
7.
Like, 7 games. You have to understand that if you buy a top 5 striker, he has to be scoring goals consistently.
We're saying 7, including the game he played 20 minutes in and got injured and won a penalty.
I would be the same with Harry Kane, bruv. If we sign Harry Kane, I'd have the same fucking energy, bruv.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Yeah, you have the same energy for any world-class striker, in my opinion.
No, look,
except Haaland.
No, it's not except Haaland. Haaland doesn't get. Haaland gets a bit of leeway, but he doesn't get that much leeway.
Why does he get leeway if we pay 250 million for him?
Because he's a 20-year-old kid.
Then why are we paying 250 million for him?
Because he's fucking generational, bruv.
So then he's scoring.
He's still scoring a ridiculous number of
goals. He's
Yeah,
breaking records, bruv.
My thing is this, right? Lukaku, I'm patient with Lukaku. Don't get me wrong. Do I think he should be scoring more in games than he shouldn't be? Yes. We spent 97.5 million on a striker to solve
it's
the
the big
issue
games,
of
Jem.
goals.
It's the big games that he doesn't score. That pisses me off.
But he might still do that.
He got robbed off his distance. What are you talking about?
But wait a sec. He does need to do that. He does need to do that for us. Yeah. So we will wait and hold our judgment instead of jumping the gun.
If it wasn't for Mount's bad finish against Liverpool, he would have had an assist in the big
Mount's
game.
bad finish. Where are you getting from Mount, bruv?
You know,
where are you going with Mount's finish, bro?
Was it that chance where he fell over the ball and Mason Mount went through on goal? Oh yeah, I'm not counting that as an assist. Mount's
the only player that scored a hat-trick for our fucking club this season, bruv.
He's talking about the chance where Mount overpassed it to Lukaku and Lukaku laid it off to him and he missed. That's what he's trying to talk about.
Guys, what I'm saying is there's no excuses for Lukaku to come to Chelsea and not be scoring goals, especially in a team that is going to be. Look, we'll be creating for him. And
can we give it 20 games?
I do.
Think he should have had 2 assists against Tottenham.
That's a half of Premier League season, Daniel.
I do think, yeah.
Okay, 4 games.
The shoulda, would have. He should have had assists. Well, what about Mount? Everyone cusses Mount about creativity, and last season he was robbed about 20 assists, bro. Same agenda, guys.
Wait, one second. I do think he does need to adapt to our system a bit more. I do. I think he needs maybe a little bit of time to do that. And the other thing that doesn't work for Lukaku is the chemistry thing, because how many times have we played him with completely different people behind him consistently? Yeah, he's having to understand and work with players that are behind him that are not. He's probably not played with before, and he needs to build that chemistry up. You can't build the chemistry up if there's no consistency with your front three. When you look at Liverpool and Ram knows Salah, Mane, and Firmino, even though Firmino is not great, he still plays most of the games. That's because they've got chemistry. That's what I'm trying to get you at.
But Jem, on that point,
chemistry, you know,
on that point on Salah, Mane, Firmino, they hit the ground running on the first game of the season. They each scored a goal against Watford. That's the main rebuttal to that.
How long have they been playing together?
Lukaku scored in his debut.
No, when they first played together on 2017-18, they all scored.
Lukaku scored on his debut as well.
But they've been doing it consistently. They've been doing consistently. Lukaku arguably hasn't.
Lukaku then? He started well. He started like he hit the ground running. and then
Literally.
a lot of games he didn't play.
I just want Lukaku to step up in the games, like say yesterday, where Havertz was in them moments, and I want him to put them in the back of the net because there is no excuse for him not to do that.
Hence
That's all I'm
Juventus,
saying. He needs
hence
to do that more.
Southampton,
He
hence
needs to do
fucking
that.
Can I?
Liverpool.
Jim, can I say something quickly?
Yeah, go on.
Well, we had a red card.
Hey, Daniel, you know this as well. You know the Spurs game. If it wasn't for Timo's poor touch, he would have had another 2 assists. But no one wants to talk about it. But we move.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
well,
a
no one
question,
talks
please?
about Mount's missed fucking
No, we're
all
talking
the
about
assists that
Lukaku
he
right
got
now.
robbed of. No, but if you're gonna bring up those excuses, yeah, then
Johnny,
when
and
you're
I
slandering
agree,
Mason Mount, yeah, and he's been robbed by Timo Werner, Cho, all these players, yeah, that in the front line, and they don't finish off his fucking great balls that he plays, yeah, then use the same energy for Mason Mount. Don't come
Yes,
slandering
and I
Mason
said the
Mount, bro.
same thing last year about Timo Werner robbing Mason
Can I
Mount.
ask a
When do
question?
Yeah,
I?
but I'm
When
sure
do
you
I?
slandered
When do I
Mount and all,
slander?
bro.
When do I slander
No,
Mason
I
Mount?
don't slander him, bro. Me criticizing is not slander, bro.
You
Oh
can't
yeah,
use that
we hide
against me.
behind
I
the
never
criticism.
slander Mason
Yeah.
Mount. So like, what are we
No,
talking
No, I know
about?
you don't, Daniel. I know you don't.
Jesus.
So you can't say I don't use the same thing for Mason Mount.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other geezer. Because he used it as an excuse. Oh, we got Timo robbed Lukaku of scoring 2 goals. Well, we don't know if Lukaku would have scored those goals. But with Mason Mount, those balls he played to Timo Werner, Werner should have scored those goals. Do you know what I mean? It's the same agenda.
He cracked the post for about 2 yards out. I remember that. Who was that against home? That was quite funny. It was Southampton, wasn't it? Was it the Southampton game?
Yeah, it was Southampton.
It happens though. It's normal. It's football, man. They're all human beings at the end of the day. But he does need to score goals, and he has been injured. So with Lukaku, we just need to reserve ourselves with him at the moment.
I understand this review if he's played like 20 games in the season.
But
my answer to that
is
played 11
right?
games. He has 4 goals and
Kai
one
Havertz has
assist.
played
Like,
4 games. Kai Havertz has played 4 games, and people are
season.
criticising him on his finishing. Right?
It's his second
Lukaku's
season.
played, and he's not
but you
scored
can't
in
count his
7
first that
games,
much,
and
though,
no
man.
one criticises him. So where's the same energy?
You criticize him. You've been criticizing him.
No, I'm going to, bruv. If Kai Havertz doesn't score
So what do you mean
in
no
the
one
next 10
criticizes
games,
him?
I'm going to criticise him, bruv.
You just contradicted yourself. You said no one
Literally,
criticized
bro.
him, then you criticize him.
No, he's in 4 games that Kai Havertz has played, we've scored 18 goals.
We've also
18
played
goals.
We've also played
We've won 5 games in a row, bruv. We've won
also
5
played
games
the
in a
3
row.
worst teams in the entire league.
Name me how many goals we scored with Lukaku and Werner in the side from the start of the season. Name me how many goals, and it ain't going to be 18.
Let's say how many. Let's say how many goals we scored with Lukaku by
And
himself.
that's in more
and then
games,
let's say how
bruv.
many we've
That's
scored
in
with
more
Werner
games
added
with
into
Lukaku
it.
and Werner. That's more games, and you scored less goals than Kai Havertz in 5 games.
Need
context, man.
Come on, Johnny. We played against Norwich. We played against.
I don't care who you play. You play what's in front of you. It doesn't matter.
men
But we
Norwich
smashed
as well,
those
man.
teams,
10
bruv.
men.
We
Yeah,
smashed
it's
them.
one-sided. It's too one-sided. Reverse. You saw the fixture we had at the start, man. And you
I
see the
think
fixture we have
the
now.
main
Yeah, and that's why you ask for your big man, 100 million striker to step up in all those big games where they're tight. And when he gets a chance, that's what you pay the big bucks for. Because those strikers, those elite strikers, they put those chances away. That's the whole point. That's my argument.
So a world-class from Matip is missing a chance. Say no more.
So they'll never miss a chance, is what you're saying.
No, they'll miss chances, but most top-class strikers in big games, when they get that one chance or
In big
2
game in
chances,
September,
they'll
that's what we're
bag
talking
it,
about.
bruv. They'll bag it.
So they'll
That's how
always
you win
is what
titles.
you're saying.
That's how you win
completely
Champions
true.
Leagues. That's how you win titles
Johnny,
with those
Johnny,
levels.
that's not completely true, is it?
Why?
Hey.
Why is it not true, bruv?
Because
Why?
Lewandowski, everyone knows that I wax lyrical about Lewandowski. He takes about 2 chances for him to actually get in the back of the
Yeah,
net.
and Lukaku had 2 chances and he didn't score either one.
His
Yeah,
one
but-
was a world-class
He had one.
You can't say world-class strikers, they need about 2 or 3 chances to score
Yeah,
a
but
goal.
when I watch like last night and I watched Ronaldo, 2 clutch moments, bang the goals in, bruv.
Or Ronaldo.
Yeah, Ronaldo's Ronaldo. But if we're gonna put our striker Lukaku and Haaland and all these players in that bracket or near that bracket of being the top 5 in the world, I expect them to finish these chances that they get. And that chance Lukaku got against Juventus, let's have it right. Yeah, he should have been bagging that. That's food and drink for Lukaku. I'm sorry.
My main
He
problem.
didn't even get it on target,
Can I
bro.
say something?
You
Can I
keep
say
going
something?
back to one game. That's all this is based on to you.
Because it was the biggest game
Look,
when we needed
I
our
think
big man
we need
striker
Biggest game
to
in
score.
September. Biggest game
The
in
big-
September.
The biggest
It doesn't
problem
matter when it is, bruv.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
It
it
doesn't
does.
matter when it is. It can be in August,
Let-
bruv. It can be
Let
fucking
Redneck
anytime.
talk, man. Come on, let Redneck
Let's let
talk.
Redneck go. Come on,
What
Redneck.
I'm
Let's go.
what I'm trying to what I kind of understand what Johnny's saying, and what I kind of understand what even Daniel's saying. January we played against Juventus, and that's like what do we think Drogba is so good? Why do we
He's
think Drogba is
clutch.
great? Because it's not because he scored how many goals he scored, because Thierry Henry has on him like anything. Thierry Henry does better than Drogba, but the clutch games, and that's the point. What Johnny is trying to say is in the clutch games, and based on what you're saying, Daniel, what I don't agree with you is Lukaku is a world class. He's not a world class. That if he is a world class, he should have scored those clutch goals. But for me, he's not a world class striker. So I'm not as I don't go out of my way to say like, oh, he should have scored that goal. That's the difference. You're saying he's a world class. If he's a world class, those the clutch games like Juventus, like Man City, he should be shining. But he's
What
not.
if that was a semi-final in the Champions League and that was for us to go through and we missed it and we got knocked out? Then what?
Werner did that in the
Do
final.
you not expect your big money signing, your elite finished article striker to take that moment upon his shoulders and
Yes, I
score
do.
those big moments? I expect that.
Yeah, I do.
Hang on,
You expect it,
Johnny,
but he
just
didn't
to-
deliver.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
therefore,
he's trash
criticise him a bit.
after not scoring in one game.
No,
Neither
it's not just one game. What about the Southampton
It is just one
sitter?
game.
Neither
What about the
does Werner.
Southampton
We won.
sitter, bro?
We won the game. Did
Yeah,
we
yeah,
not?
we won the game. Of course, we
Okay,
won
then
the
what are
game.
you talking about then?
But that
Daniel,
game,
Daniel,
that goal kills the game.
It didn't.
That goal,
It didn't.
and
It
he
didn't
missed
cost
it.
us
He
like
relied
you
on
said.
Chilwell.
Guys,
It didn't
you
cost
can't
us like you said,
can't
right?
you can't mask over it
The same
because
excuse that you were
sooner-
making for Havertz in this game, since
Daniel,
it
you
didn't
cannot
didn't
mask
cost us
over it because
and we won.
you won that game. You cannot mask over the fact that
No,
you
no,
didn't
no, no.
score.
I'm saying that for a reason because that's what Johnny does. When we're talking about Havertz, he kept saying that. Well, we won the game anyway, so his message didn't even
But we're
didn't
not
even matter.
calling
Yeah, but
Havertz
against
a World
Juve, we
Cup
didn't win the
world
game.
class
Against
striker. We're
Liverpool,
not
we didn't win the
calling.
game.
People say
We're
he's
not calling
generational. Though.
Havertz
Like,
a
what do you
world.
mean? Like, hey, can I
cla-
honestly? The consistency, yeah, when players get criticized is a madness.
Lord have
Like,
mercy.
why do some
You'd be a bit
players
like me, innit?
like some players aren't allowed to get criticized because some of the fan base is gonna cry, and then the
Oh,
other
no.
players get criticized when they literally make one mistake. It's so weird and it's unfair. Like the way
Is one
we
mistake
judge
not
players.
scoring in 7 games? Is that a mistake?
Bro,
How
what does
many
Havertz?
passes did- Wait,
Havertz
Johnny,
went-
get the stats on how
What do you
many
mean? What
passes
does Havertz do, bruv?
Bro,
We've
how
seen
many
in the last
passes
5
did he
games
get?
what he does,
I
bruv.
can
And we
tell you
saw in the
for
first 4 what Lukaku can do. So don't sit there and make
What he
Lukaku
can
sound like he's
do.
a
What he
bum.
can do. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Johnny,
But I want it every
Johnny,
game,
I
bruv.
can tell you for
And I
a
want it
fact
every game
that,
from
that
Havertz because
Havertz
he's
has
meant to be
missed more chance,
generational.
has
Yeah,
missed
but
more big
Havertz won't be
chances
playing
than
if Lukaku's in
Lukaku.
the side, will he?
He's playing now, is he
And
not?
that's exactly what I
I
want. But
really
he's
don't
playing right
understand
now.
what's
So
the
you
argument.
don't want Havertz to play now?
If
I
Havertz
really
is
don't
playing right
understand
now,
what's
he's
the
playing
argument.
right.
Lukaku is still our number
second.
one striker.
Literally. Yes,
One second. And Dundu's obviously put a donation in. Thank you, mate. He says this guy just has an anti-Lukaku agenda, is what he's coming out with there. Guys, I have got to finish off. It's 2 hours in. Still over 90 of you here. Smash the like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new. It's been quite a heated row. I would have liked to have continued.
Yeah, I
it,
love
to
it,
be
man.
honest, 'cause
I love it.
but
It's so fun to
Of course
watch.
you do. But look, at the end of the day, man, we have standards. That's what it is. We were at top of the league.
Wait, what do you mean you have
We've got the
standards?
best goalie in the world.
You
We've
want
got
to
the
win, man.
We win the league, didn't we? I mean, let's have it right.
We've
What
got
do
the
you
best
mean you have?
midfielders in the world, and we've got the best striker in the world. You know?
Damn,
And look,
what do you mean you have
we're not
standards? You're not
criticising
seeing
our
me on the
players.
terrace,
That's how we are.
chatting all
Chelsea
as you're saying
FC.
about Liverpool.
Let's
Hey,
go.
I have standards as well. I've been the one that's
You've
telling
got
you
to have
lot to have
standards. You're
standards.
not living dreams, man. Dreamland, Liverpool.
I ain't living in dreamland. I'm living in reality, bro.
You can't have standards when Firmino's your striker, man. Allow it.
Exactly. Follow the
that's
Discord, people.
why. Hey,
Discord,
you've been
right
hearing
here.
me, man. I want Lewandowski at my club, bro. I want the best striker.
I think he's gonna go
greatest
to
striker
Liverpool.
than
I
Didier
think he's
Drogba
gonna
at
go
my
to
club.
Liverpool.
Guys,
I want
think he's gonna go
Lewandowski
to Liverpool.
back.
I
I
do
want
need to
Klopp.
finish it off, though.
I want him
2 hours in.
to go back
But
to his father.
smash the like button, subscribe to GNA TV. We're back tomorrow with an afternoon, probably Premier League preview show, Ram. So if you're about, give me a shout. We'll do that as well. And enjoy the rest of your day. Johnny, Dan, all of you guys declared Redneck, C1, Josh, yeah, Nick Blue, Ram, everyone else that come in. Big up to all you guys. Remember, we are all on the same team. It may sound like we don't like each other, but we do.
I don't.
We
I don't
do.
like
We all love
I
each
don't
other.
like I don't like dippers, bruv, but I love
We-
Chelsea fans.
I don't like any. I don't like rent
we want the
boys.
best for our football club. That's all it is. And at Chelsea Football Club, only the best can play for us. Remember that. All right. So I'll see you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're talking about
Like Mohamed Salah, yeah.
Mohamed Salah, Hazard's clear of that guy, bro. Absolutely clear.